All right. This is Unlimited Splash going live for the very first time. I think I'm just going to start things off by jumping into a March of Machines draft because I've been having tons of fun getting to play March of Machines again. Let me know if you're in here. This is my first time going live on YouTube. I went live on Twitch back in the day. Whoop. And so I'm still getting used to the interface and everything. So let me know if you're in here so that I know that everything is working on a technical level. Yeah, just going to jump into March of Machines, I think. Oh, I think my speaker setting is causing a bit of an audio loop. Hopefully taking care of that. I do have the chat pulled up here, so ostensibly I should be able to see it. There we go. Okay. Hopefully fixed my audio output issue there. All right. Let's get picking cards. I am so incredibly excited to get to play March of Machines again. I have not gotten to draft this set really in about 3 years. I mean, my friends and I like to draft it every once in a while in paper, but it requires someone actually like owning a box of March of Machines, getting 8 people together, all of that jazz. So pretty awesome. It really makes you appreciate the power of Magic Arena. The difference between having a set on Arena and not having a set on Arena is like so many hours of entertainment. I wonder if I'm locking people out of chat. I have this setting where you have to have been subscribed for like 5 minutes in order to chat. I feel like 5 minutes is a little harsh. Maybe I should lower that one somewhere in my YouTube stream settings. Apologies if you're sitting in here, want to chat, and are unable because of that setting. But hey, 5 minutes is not an eternity, so I'll hear from you soon. I just really want to confirm, if you're able to type into chat, go ahead and chat, because I do want to confirm that like the thing that I'm looking at on the side here actually does show me the chat, because I don't want to have to keep the actual stream open. And thank you for joining me on my first time ever streaming on YouTube. You are my guinea pigs to figure out exactly how this interface works. I'm very used to the like OBS recording interface, but you're definitely sitting through more like technical stuff than viewers of my static non-live YouTube videos ever have to sit through. So thank you. I appreciate that. This is one thing about the March of Machines queues. Unfortunately, it does seem that the uptake on this draft format has been a little bit sporadic. Sometimes I join and the table just fills up absolutely immediately. Other times you will get really close to a table filling up like we just did, and then it boots you. So that's a little bit sad. If it does take a massive amount of time, then I'll just go ahead to turtles. But hey, we'll give it a few more minutes. How's everyone doing, chat? I see some chatters. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's up? Yes, okay, I see your chat. It's working. Awesome. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the interface is like not exactly the most beautiful user interface I've ever seen, but it does basically what you think it would do. That's all that I can ask. All right. Yeah, not much. What's up with you? Come on, last person. Fill this open seat. I just want to play Magic cards. I just want to play Magic cards. Yes, I could not be more ready. All right, everyone readied up immediately. Okay, let's play some cards. Oh yes, we opened one of the bombs of the format, I believe. Again, my card evaluation skills back when this was the current draft format were way, way lower than they are today. So, you know, it definitely take anything I say with a bit of a grain of salt about this format. But as I recall, this card was as sweet in limited as you would imagine from its strength in, I mean, this thing shows up in, I don't know, like various cubes. I don't play pretty much any constructed, but I think it's quite good in constructed as well. Let me know if anyone in the chat is a constructed Magic player so that I can lean on your expertise. But yeah, so 2/4 for 3 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. Imagine how good tons of spells in limited would be if they just came with a creature attached to them. So that's kind of what this thing does, just a little bit slower. Okay, completed Huntmaster I think was also a pretty strong one. Sack a creature, artifact, incubate 3. And as I recall, Nazumi's Freewheeler also had a good amount of power. Merciless Repurposing, as I recall, was just a little bit too expensive for what it does. That's my memory. And by the way, I also want to say something I believe very strongly in is you should be aware of things like card win rate data before you go into a draft. I mean, I'm not saying you should be aware. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But like the thing that I feel very strongly about is not having win rate data up on the side while you're making your picks in real time. That's, I think, a trap that it's really easy to fall into. And it's like almost guaranteed to throw you off from focusing on what is going on in your deck. So I'm just doing everything basically from memory pretty much all the time when I draft. And then afterwards, I go back over the logs and check how good my understanding was. Here, it's a little hard to say. I like the theory of the Phyrexian Gargantua. It gets you 2 cards back, 4/4 for 6. I think I'm going to do something a little bit eccentric, though. I loved Simic in this format, and I like the idea of just ramping myself up and getting to play a bunch of non-creature spells for really good rate. We'll see. We'll see how good an idea that is. Cat action on draft today. Yes, there are some cats sleeping immediately next to me. And yeah, no worries. Pop into the Discord whenever you have a moment. I put a link in a post, and I will also put a link in this chat as soon as I finish the draft. Okay, so companions are this absolutely fantastic thing about March of Machines. They're one of the things that made this format such a wonderful format. Each permanent in your starting deck has an activated ability, so I would not be able to play the Seed Shark. Maybe I can't live that dream today. And activated abilities that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. What I'm going to do, again, this is pretty eccentric, but this is the unlimited splash way. I'm going to snap up a Blighted Burgeoning. When it enters, incubate 2. When Enchanted Land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional mana of any color. So I'm clearly drafting with a very strong preference right now to be some kind of fun, splashy Simic deck. Probably passing all sorts of good cards in the process, but hey, that's the price you pay. And by the way, kind of sweet that when I play the Chromehost Seed Shark into a Blighted Burgeoning, I'm going to incubate 2 and then incubate 3. Okay, so Markov Baron, this is one of the Aftermath cards. I don't think it's well supported in this format. I actually did pick it up off of a video one time when I was just drafting for fun. And I really didn't find any vampires pretty much. So I'm not in the market for that. Herbology Instructor is quite a good one. When it enters, you gain 3, 6 in Transform, and you essentially get to kill a reasonably small creature. This is a totally respectable pickup right here. I think the Moloch is not very good. But Cyber Cryptomancer is also a very strong one. So I'd say I'm between Herbology Instructor and Cyber Cryptomancer with an off chance of taking Blighted Burgeoning or Portent Tracker. I probably will just go with the Herbology Instructor. I think this card has a really high power ceiling, and I think I want to be base green if I'm going to be splashing into other things. Kind of nice to have green as a primary color. Hey Alec, how's it going? If you didn't see my latest Win-A-Box video, I think you might be the only person who saw the last time that I managed to win a box with an incredibly scrappy, pretty underpowered green-black deck. This is like, oh, I guess I just spoiled the result, didn't I? But I was like, you know, I'm getting into a pattern of having these like really bad green-black pools and then managing to get a box, but somehow not getting a box with much better pools. Anyways, I think this card's bad, actually actively quite bad. I don't want a Protocol Knight. I remember I was really high on Oculus Whelp, really high on Oculus Welt back in the day. I think I'm just going to take Zalfirin Lancer. It's kind of a signal. All the green-blue stuff is suddenly bad, unfortunately. I don't really remember if green-white was a thing, but this really wants to be in the blue-white Knights deck. And again, it just starts to be a signal at this point. Let's see. Temporal Cleansing is a card I absolutely adore. This is such a strong blue common. It was a lot better in this set than it has been in other recent sets, and but typically actually this blue like 4-mana common blue spell that bounces something with extra tempo has been pretty darn good. Stoke the Flames, I also want to shout out. I mean, I do like Stoke the Flames. I do like Stoke the Flames a lot, but I kind of just want to go for Temporal Cleansing here. We're actually getting, I mean, the blue-red land with the best cards also being blue and red in the pack does begin to look like a signal as well. So it's very possible that we are going to lean back in that direction. Let's see. Nashi Moon's Legacy. This is an Aftermath card, but it's made it to this point in the pack, so it's probably not good. Let's see. Sultai. Menace Ward 1. When it attacks, exile a legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. Okay, I'm in. Hey, yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, check this out. We have a Sultai card. We have a huge reason to prefer to play blue, and then we just got a good signal about blue. We have the material to be splashing. We had a very weak other pick, like a very light signal to go in a different direction, and our channel is literally called Unlimited Splash. So we're at least gonna try to be Sultai. Okay. Oracle of Tragedy is a really good one, but there's an all-timer in this pack. Everyone loves Skittering Surveyor. Ral's Reinforcements is quite a strong comment as well. What else have we got here? Filter Out, I can't believe. Return all non-creature, non-land permanents to their owner's hands, but it's symmetrical. And also non-creature, non-land. I would love to find a use for this. If we had like a month and a half of March of Machine, I would try to play this terrible card at some point, but I'm not going to spend one of my precious March of Machine drafts on filtering out. So I'm going to take Skittering Surveyor, helps with our splash. This card is just awesome. Okay, so now that we're thinking we're in Sultai, it's on the table to take one of these strong black cards. Ayara, First of Lockflame, probably not a triple black card, but when it or another black creature you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you have to be really heavy in black and go really wide. Tap, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. I feel like this is just a build around. This is like a pack one, pick one type of thing. I'm going to take the completed Huntmaster. I don't remember if this card is actually technically good, but I feel like, okay, think of how it combos with Chrome Host Seed Shark. I don't know if it's really a combo, but you could play like a 1 mana spell, make a 1/1 incubator token, and then turn that into a 3/3. Is that potentially good? Actually, as I say that, that sounds not very good. Okay. Coming in hot is just such an annoying card to me because it just always gets me. I like the concept of scroll shift. Are we just in the wrong? Yeah, I did say maybe we could end up having to pivot to red blue. I mean, I like coming in hot with Chrome Host Seed Shark, but I don't think that's our future. Actually, okay, Converter Beast was really bad, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just take Bloodfell Caves. I'm not sure the world where I actually end up playing both red and black, but I don't think any of these other cards are good. This is one thing about March of Machines is they actually had the guts to print some bad commons. So you actually do end up with a bunch of bad commons left around in the pack. Okay, I'm going to take Ral's Reinforcements, easily the best card in the pack. We're definitely getting signals now. I will say my deck is kind of a mess. It looks like maybe black is not really a color for us. Blue didn't really materialize either, though. And green kind of dried up. Okay, where are we going at this? All right, hey, well, figures that I think it's a rite of passage that my first live draft has to be a train wreck. So we'll see where this goes. Can I salvage this? Okay, Grafted Butcher. Oh yeah, I remember this one. When it enters, Phyrexians you control gain menace until end of turn. Other Phyrexians you control get +1/+1. Yes, a Phyrexian Lord. Kind of sweet with Chrome Host Seed Shark, right? Because the incubator tokens are all Phyrexians. What's this guy do? When it enters, draw a card. Each planeswalker with 1 or more blah, blah, blah. No. No, we're not going to be doing planeswalkers with stuff shenanigans today. Okay. Let's take stock for a moment, because Grafted Butcher looks really strong. I did get a late completed Huntmaster and Nashi. I think, okay, red was open, but I think I have every reason to believe that Sultai is also open when this Nashi made it all the way around the table. Not that Nashi is good, but look, it's 3/4 Menace Ward 1 for 3 is already good. So if you can afford the pips, it's just going to be good for us. If I can pick up legendaries, that's icing on the cake. So I think I have every expectation. The other thing is, like, at the end of that pack, red was so open that I'm considering I might be in this kind of a situation where the person to my left is also seeing that red is open, right? Because the red, like, multiple good red cards were flowing at the end. So they probably also had this experience that their packs late in pack 1 were full of red cards. So I'm going to downweight the importance of red being open right now. And I'm also going to focus on the fact that we just got 2 really strong uncommons in black and green. I don't think I have a clear position on which one is better, except that Tangled Skyline goes better with my Phyrexian stuff. And also, I would rather that green be a primary color because it has Portent Tracker and Blighted Burgeoning. So I'm trying to splash out of green and into other colors. So I'm going to snap up this Tangled Skyline. What the heck am I supposed to do? Come on, chat. I need your help. I need your help. Here comes a red-green card. So we're getting past a red-green mythic. Okay, I could be green-black splashing blue. And is it worth potentially also splashing red? I could also be green-red splashing black, I guess. Don't get to play the Siege Shark, but whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if that creature entered this turn, draw a card. Okay, so it's some haste synergy thing. That actually doesn't even seem very good. I know Quintorius was like a mediocre card. Change the Equation was a sideboard card. I'm going to take Moment of Truth. This might just betray my proclivities in draft, but I'm just going to take Moment of Truth here. You know, the thing is, there you go. Here comes all the good blue. It's like, I think I just have to count on blue coming through because I cut it a little bit. I also think, honestly, these tables are really confused and confusing because none of us have drafted this set in like literally years. So everyone is confused about what signals mean what colors we're supposed to be in. Okay. So these are 2 blue uncommon level bombs. Tetsuko is super good, sneaking through creatures with power or toughness 1. So if you have a 3/1, it can't be blocked. But I'm going to go for the Xerax Strobe Knight. This card is nutty. Flying Vigilance, Windrake. And if you play 2 spells in a turn, you can tap it and make it 2/2. Vigilance means you get to attack, and if you're double spelling, you can also make it 2/2. So that card is super, super, super strong. Mutagen Connoisseur is the Signpost uncommon in green and blue. So let's see if we want to play it. Plus almost 0 for each transformed permanent. And remember, the Phyrexian tokens are going to be transformed permanents. And Herbology Instructor, this kind of thing, like cards with transform, as you might imagine, are transformed permanents. I think I might just take Assimilate Essence, though. This counter was really, really strong in the format. And it's very possible that I end up base Dimir, actually, or maybe not. But I'm at least going to take the Assimilate Essence as I think just a really strong card. And okay, our colors are coming through for us from the left. So this is what we wanted to see when we cut green and blue and Sultai in general. Streetwise Negotiator is a bonkers card. It is a 0/2 for 2 with backup 1 that assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So you should actually read this as a 3/3 for 2. And by the way, I didn't read it that way at first, and I left it in my sideboard at March of Machines pre-release, and everyone made fun of me because this card turns out to be absolutely amazing. Eyes of Gitaxias, the draw 3, make it 3/3, is also really good. Another filter out. We're being memed on with filter outs. I think I'll just take Mutagen Connoisseur. I do like Moment of Truth, but I kind of like that this solidifies me into being the Simic drafter at the table, because I'm also, I love being the Simic drafter at the table, but also I like playing to the board. I think I need to be playing to the board a little bit. And I do really like the idea of being base Simic, potentially splashing black, because the only good black I have is really Grafted Butcher and maybe, it's really Nashi and maybe Grafted Butcher. I'm not sure if I'm going to get there on mana for Grafted Butcher. Here, I'll definitely just snap up Skittering Surveyor. Order of the Mirror is not good. Actually, Meeting of Minds, is that card good? Kind of curious. Is Meeting of Minds good? I know it can be powerful. I have no real sense of if it's actually good in the format. I think March of Machines was kind of, remember, this is from before play boosters. I honestly think it's kind of, this card is kind of on the bleeding edge of the playability window for cards that don't affect the board and just draw you cards. Today, I would be inclined, if I saw it in preview season for an upcoming set, I would be inclined to think it's not good. How many knights do I have, actually? 2 knights. Yeah, okay, I'll just take this colorless card. None of these cards are really playable for me. Having said that, in this set, it actually might be. Okay, I guess I'll take the not very good combat trick. I mean, there's also Rouse reinforcements, but I think we're definitely solidly not in red at this point. Another drafter, a more reasonable human being, would probably be in red right now, but I just couldn't bring myself to be in red in this draft. Going back, if we looked back over this draft, it was probably a mistake. It was probably a mistake to not be red. But what's done is done. I'll take a Bloodfell Caves. It could help me if I want to do a red splash for some reason. This card's not good, but it looks fancy. So Oculus Whelp, flying a 3/2 flying for 4. As long as you control a transform permanent, it has, when this creature dies, draw a card. When I saw that card, and by the way, we're really not missing that much. I mean, this is a 2/2. So this card can be kind of annoying, but none of these cards are very good. So I don't feel like I'm super missing out by not being in red. We are literally getting second last pick Eyes of Gitaxias. This is a top blue card. And think of how good Eyes of Gitaxias is with Chromos Seed Shark. It makes 2 Incubate 3 tokens. Okay, here I'm going to settle on Streetwise Negotiator very quickly. It's good enough that it's worth taking over the Dimir Dual Land, even though that would be really nice for us to have. We may be able to wheel this potentially. But anyways, so Oculus Whelp, this card, I thought that this card was so good when I drafted March of Machines 3 years ago, because I was coming back after like a 15-year limited MTG hiatus. And back in the old days, I was drafting in like Conflux, Shards of Alara, that kind of era. I mean, I drafted a bunch of like Cold Snap randomly many years before that. A 3/2 for 4 flying was already pretty good in limited in those days, believe it or not. That was like a pretty good stat line. And then when it dies, draw a card is amazing reimbursement, because limited was so much slower. It's like a 3/2 flying that it's hard for you to remove. That's just good Magic cards. So when I came back, I was like pack 1 pick 1ing Oculus Whelps and acting like really smug to all these people at Friday Night Magic that I didn't really know well yet. And everyone's like trying to calmly, gently break it to me that like it's actually a horrible card with a horrible stat line, and no one who knows anything thinks it's good. So good times. Okay, here I'm going to take Vanquish of the Week. Rampaging Raptor is an amazing card, and I probably should have been red. I don't know. But I'm going to take Vanquish of the Week, put it in my sideboard. Here I'm thrilled to see a Halo Forager. That would be a nice one. I also wonder if I just take Herbology Instructor. I am a little bit low on 2-drops, but when am I not low on 2-drops? That's just my life. So let's take out the cards that I don't want to play. I definitely want to play Nashi. Let's suppose that I try to play this Grafted Busher. Yeah, the power creep is absolutely so real. Kami is actually also not that bad. I wonder if I can wheel one of Herbology Instructor, Kami, Blighted Burgeoning, maybe Saiba. There's like 4 good cards in here. And I'm going to go for the Halo Forger because look, Portent Tracker, double Skittering Surveyor. What else do we have that makes other colors of mana? Blighted Burgeoning, that's the other card. So I think we can just do it. We'll see. I might get super punished. Okay. Some Jeskai card. This is from Aftermath. I haven't seen this. Creatures you control have prowess. Yeah, okay. When it attacks, exile a non-creature, non-land card from a graveyard and copy it. Okay, let's see. Probably I'm going to go for, let's see, invasion of something, put a counter on a creature, then it fights something. Okay, that could be good. Then it fights a creature you don't control. 5 mana is a lot. Like, fight that gives something. Compare that to Assert Perfection in the last set. I'm going to go for the Cryptomancer. Eyes of Gitaxias and Cosmic Hunger I would be really happy to have. Deadly Derision is a great card. By the way, so is Aerial Boost. But I think I like the idea of just having another option on 2 mana. And by the way, I'm happy with that pick with Artistic Refusal. Artistic Refusal is a bomb. Seriously, this card, it can get convoked out. Counter target spell, draw 2 and discard a card. Imagine it with Chrome Host Seed Shark, making it, you know, you get to incubate 6 and you can use it as protection for your Seed Shark. Yeah, I'm very happy for that. And also the Saiba Cryptomancer, you know, just having more 2-drops, like it's kind of nice to have creatures earlier to be able to convoke this. The thing about this is you could have 3 creatures out and and 3 lands up, and you get to play this 6-mana counter spell that basically 3-for-1s. You draw a card, or you draw 2 cards and discard 1, so you get card selection on 2 cards. You count and you counter a spell for them. And if it's a removal spell, you get to keep whatever they're targeting. Here, okay, what do? Draw a card, discard any number of land cards, discard 1 or more cards that deals twice that damage to a creature. Look, I have double Bloodfell Caves. The red pip is actually for free. I don't know if this is any good. It's too complicated to read while I'm also talking, but hey, look at this. Like, I don't know. It's some awesome legend. Okay, I'm probably just going to go for the mutagen. No. I'm going to go for Tetsuko. I didn't even see that. So Tetsuko, now here's one of this format is so deep. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. That includes Streetwise Negotiator. I could back up on the Streetwise Negotiator and have an unblockable 3/3. Like, isn't that awesome? This format is so cool. Thank you, ODEF and so forth. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was really hoping that people would like the older sets. I wasn't sure if people would be like into seeing sets where maybe you don't know all the cards, but it's really good to hear, especially because for me, like seeing new Magic cards is like one of my absolute favorite things in the world. So so super happy that people have that same feeling about it. I'm not sure what I'm cutting. I have to cut 1 card. Probably this Grafted Butcher is not making it. I don't know how many Phyrexians I'm realistically going to have. Gotta ask what's up with the hair. Not to be rude, but what's up with your hair? All right, I'll take this Dismal Backwater. And then I'll take the Arachnoid adaptation probably. I mean, let's see. I'm not going to be playing Nahiri's Resolve. Stoke the Flames. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll take a combat trick. You know what? The people at this table have been nice to me. I'm going to give them whatever red bombs they want. Oh, you started Magic. Oh, after this set. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, a 3rd Eyes of Gataxias. This set is so good, seriously. Yeah, highly encourage people to draft it. Draft it and give Wizards the unambiguous signal that we love it when they put awesome sets on Arena. All right. Okay, I actually have a pretty hard job. So that table was a mess, right? I mean, like, I have no idea what anyone was doing. Definitely red was like pretty open in the end. Yeah, definitely red was pretty open. I got like, I'm not even playing red and I got like 3 of the top red comments or something. So yeah, probably in retrospect, I should have been red. But okay, let's look at what we've got. I mean, kind of, I want my mana to behave. That's one requirement. We need a swamp because Skittering Surveyor is a crucial way that we're going to be getting mana. My curve is like, so my curve is really interesting. It looks like I have a curve that's very slanted towards like 2 and 3, but think about like Eyes of Gataxias takes mana, more mana to activate. Blighted Burgeoning, this makes mana. Do I really need double Blighted Burgeoning? Probably not, actually, now that I think about that. Maybe we can cut 1. Halo Forager costs more mana to activate. Did we get there on Nashi? How many legends do I have? Legendary creatures. Can you even see that in this view? Do I actually have to count? No, don't do it to me. Okay, I have to count how many legend. Oh, can I just search legend? I can probably just search it, right? Yeah, so this set, for anyone who doesn't know, I don't know like any of the lore stuff really, but basically this set was like the Phyrexians are invading every plane at once. And there was like this huge story arc leading up to it where you know, again, I don't know the lore, so I'm gonna butcher all of this, but like the Phyrexians are preparing to invade every single plane, and then they go in and they have like wars, and the battle cards, which was the new card type in this set, they are like the battles that are happening between the Phyrexians and the people in every plane. And so you see all these like tons and tons of characters from throughout Magic show up on cards. This is 2 characters, I guess, Fibblethip the Homunculus and Borborygmos, who's somebody that I don't know. And anyways, they like all show up on these cards battling the Phyrexians. So like this is a picture of, you can see Fibblethip like sitting on top of Borborygmos's head, and they're like punching some Phyrexians. So It was like kind of cool to see all the characters on the cards, I guess, but also it meant that we just got all these super fun build arounds. Companion was also a thing in this set. If you weren't here at the beginning of this stream, we saw Companion, and it has like, if you haven't seen that card type, it like has a requirement for you like have to have a restriction on your deck, and then the Companion sits like alongside your hand, and you can add it to your hand at any time in the game for a cost and then play it. So those cards, it turns out, I don't play Constructed, but my understanding is they're like absolutely busted in Constructed. So people like, they couldn't really reprint them. It was the balance. There was like some huge balance issue, but they're so good for Limited because it creates this whole super confusing metagame where it's like you have to have all the stuff in your deck costs like 1 or 2 or something, and then you're trying to like, you pack one, pick one, that guy, and then you're trying to make your whole deck obey this really weird constraint. And so it's really fun where you're like, oh, I wish I could pick that card, but it doesn't fit my weird constraint. So played a bit of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Yeah, Outlaws of Thunder Junction was a pretty good set. It was actually by the same set designer, Dave Humphreys, as this set, who's like a legendary for producing tons of the best sets of all time. I do think Marching Machines was better than OTJ, but I also think OTJ was really good. Yeah, saving for some drafts. That's awesome, though. 6 wins is good. Just, yeah, keep it up. Okay, so now we have some decisions to make. Grafted Butcher. Phyrexians you control gain menace until end of turn, and they get +1/+1. So I have 2 Phyrexians naturally, but how many cards make Phyrexians? You make Phyrexians, you make a Phyrexian. What else? What else makes Phyrexians? You make Phyrexians. You make Phyrexians. Let's see. Who else? Oh, you become a Phyrexian. This is a cool thing. All of the transformed cards, they're Phyrexians on the backside. So these are like guys who turn into a Phyrexian or whatever, or plants who turn into a Phyrexian. So we have basically like 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count this as like 5, 6, 7, 8 Phyrexians. I don't really feel like that's enough for a Lord. And it only gives menace until end of turn. And you can bring it back to the battlefield. I kind of want to try it. I think my mana is good enough. I kind of want to try it. We'll count this as like a 4-drop or something. Okay, and then the other one that was a build around is Nashi Moon's Legacy. Menace in Ward 1. When it attacks, exile a legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it, and you may cast the copy. I think I just play it. I have like, you know, I mean, if I do get to attack and recast a Tetsuko, you know, that's awesome, right? Grafted Butcher is not legendary. That sucks. But, you know, I mean, like, that's a possibility. But honestly, I think my mana is going to be pretty good. And a 3/4 Menace Ward 1 for 3 is just good, right? So I think we play this, right? Tell me if you disagree, but I'm pretty sure we just play that one. Okay, and then the last one that I want to understand is Borborygmos and Fibblethip. So it's a 6/5 for 5. I already like it. When it enters or attacks, draw a card, then you may discard any number of lands. When you discard a land, it deals twice that much damage to target creature, however many lands you discarded. Draw a card, and then you can discard some lands. So you play this turn 5. Let's say you have 2 or 3 cards left in your hand. You can draw a card, and you can choose to just not discard lands. So worst case scenario, this card is a 6/5 for 5 that draws a card. Best case scenario, it's a 6/5 for 5 that draws a card and like just destroys target creature. Okay, yes. No, I'm in. And you can start looping it if you want to. Okay, this card seems nuts. I don't remember it at all, but it seems really good, doesn't it? Maybe a little hard to cast. So can we enable casting it? We have Blighted Burgeoning. By the way, I usually don't take anywhere near this long to figure out my deck after drafting. It's just that I haven't seen the cards in a long time, and our draft was kind of all over the place, so I don't necessarily know what the heck my plan was. So I would say, well, we have Moment of Truth to help us find stuff. We have got 2 red sources and then Blighted Burgeoning. Already 3 sources of the pip is enough to technically play it. And then you've also got, oh, Portent Tracker doesn't actually fix mana. I forgot about that. It only fixes you into a double pip if you have 1 source of that pip. So this guy doesn't count. So I really have 3 sources. I don't want to play a red mana just to play him, like play a mountain just to play him. That does not seem good. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, right? I should clearly go for it. Not because it's good, but because I should just go for it. So maybe I cut a Skittering Surveyor. What do we think about that? Is that greedy? Is that greedy? Yeah, right? That's definitely greedy. It's time to start playing. Actually, wait. I need to look at my basic lanes one more time. 6, this is 13. So my number of blue sources is 7, plus Blighted Burgeoning. That's a little low. Plus Skittering Surveyor, so kind of at 9-ish. We might have to fight for it, though. Yes, go for it. That's right. That's right. Go for it. I'm a little worried about my blue mana count. Do I cut maybe... Yeah, I want to play that second skit. The people on Limited, Lords of Limited, which is a great podcast and YouTube show that I recommend. They call this one skits. Skittering Surveyor is just skits, and that's all that I ever think of when I see it. I don't know, maybe I actually am just supposed to cut the Mutagen Connoisseur, but it seems like it could be good in my deck. Gotta get greedy sometimes, yeah. Okay, I'll cut the Skittering Surveyor. All right. If we get mana screwed and go 0-3, then you know what? It just happens. It just happens sometimes. I mean, it would be pretty amazing if I actually managed to do anything nearly as well during the first live stream as like on a normal draft, right? I think it's pretty much guaranteed that like the first live stream, the first draft that I do live has to go terribly. So I'm going in with that expectation. I also just clearly went straight to the default setting of my brain, which is like Simic based Sultai, bleeding Sultai control. That's like, if you just put me in a generic pool of cards, that's what I will craft from it 9 out of 10 times, unless I'm like trying to get myself to go in a different direction. Fun is better than results. That's right. Yes. Let us wreck. Okay, this is a total disaster, right? What is this hand? It makes no sense at all. Okay, well, I'm just gonna mulligan that. This looks way better, right? So can we get away with, basically what I want to do is I want to no. I want to have my Skittering Surveyor on 3 to find lands. Then the actual odd one out could be Artistic Refusal, because I want to find a green source with Skittering Surveyor, then go into Nashi, and I guess that would actually let me play Artistic Refusal, and it has a ward to protect us. Okay, I'm going for it. Sorry, Eyes of Gitaxias. It is a nice one to have if I am trying to make up for the mulligan. It might be that I'm so far behind by the time I get to play Artistic Refusal that I'm supposed to put that one back. Let's try that. I would say it might be wrong, but every single thing I'm doing might be wrong. Okay, well, punished for my discipline, right? Because I immediately just got the green source. Could have put back the Skittering Surveyor and kept the bomb. But you know what? Skittering Surveyor is going to shuffle this right back into our library. I like this card. I like this card, Urn of Godfire. 2 to filter. It's like an underpowered filtering mechanism. That's like every Magic card I've ever liked. It splashes and does it a little bit badly. That's my sweet spot for cards that I love. Eyes of Gitaxias, okay. So we're the beatdown, is what they're saying. We are the beatdown. All right. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Play Dismal Backwater. Look at this. I have 6 power of stats. Unfortunately, no legends. This card is really good, like really good. I just didn't manage to support it, unfortunately. It also has Menace. I mean, yeah, that card is really good. You know, if I Moment of Truth, I could potentially put Tetsuko in the bin, right? So I'd better do that before attacks. If I can put a legend in the bin, I could cast it. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. All right. So I want to put this into my hand, this into my graveyard, and this on the bottom. Okay, I am probably going to not play the Chrome Host Seed Shark because I don't want them to remove it, and they have all sorts of removal colors. By the way, this thing can pop and kill a creature, just something to be aware of. So I kind of want to just attack. I think I just want to attack with everything. Oh, they can pop their incubator. Yeah, okay. This card is really, really strong, by the way. If it flips, it's bad news, so I don't think they're going to be double blocking. I just want to put some pressure on. I would love to draw a non-creature spell. That would be ideal. I just spent 2, unfortunately. Are they going to double block or no? They'll just put the 3/3 in front of the 3/3 probably. That makes sense. The difference is I see 3 lands to keep and a whole game plan. Yeah, thanks. I will emphasize I can't guarantee that anything I'm doing is correct. But yeah, I mean, in that situation, I maybe just really wasn't supposed to put the Artistic Refusal on the bottom. I was just worried that, like, imagine they are a more aggressive deck and they play a few creatures, then being able to counter a spell is really not that relevant because I'm probably already lost. Now I'm getting like every land. Chrome Host Seed Shark looking pretty bad. I thought I had a lot of non-creature spells, but I'm still not going to play it. They're on enough mana to destroy it. So my hope is really, oh yeah, and let's play this first just to, you know, for the secrecy of them not knowing that I have an extra land in my hand. Yeah, if they tap down, then they can't Urn of Godfire my my Chrome Host Seed Shark. If I draw a non-creature spell, you know, gives me time to play that. So probably, I don't really care what land I get. Just want to remind myself what the heck is in my deck. So I'm going to hold this back. Because otherwise right now they could just spend their turn killing the Chrome Host Seed Shark. It is a Sharknado. Actually, funny you should say that. There's a related card where they were doing like a movie poster thing. Alternate art with movie posters. And they made one of the cards look like the poster for a Sharknado style. I don't know if it actually was, you know, sponsored by Sharknado, but these days you never know. I shouldn't even like breathe those words into existence because I worry Wizards of the Coast would immediately pounce with a Sharknado after what is it, Secret Lair set. But oh, they took my Eyes of Gitaxias. You're so rude. You couldn't even play your own Eyes of Gitaxias. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Now we are about to see 2 of the best cards in the set in action. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Chrome Host Seed Shark. Oh, this is almost making me feel guilty. Do I attack, basically trading Nashi for Halo Forager? No. No bad ideas in a brainstorm, but that's one heck of a bad idea. You have the Sharknado? That's awesome. I was building a... what is it? I play constructed so little that I always mix up Legacy and Vintage. It's the one that doesn't have the Power 9. I was building a version of that has Moat, because I have like a Moat lying around from when I was a kid, and it plays Standstill. It's Shark Still, I guess is what it's called. Oh, I probably do want to counter this guy, eh? That's probably correct. I'm gonna go ahead and counter that. Well, hold on, wait. They can bring it back to the battlefield. Oh, let's not counter it. Oh yeah, no, I don't have a counter spell. No, I don't have a counter spell. What are you talking about? They can bring it back to the battlefield. Yeah, no, don't really want to spend a counter spell on this. No way do I have a counter spell. Forget you saw anything. Okay, now they're afraid to play anything else ever again. Okay, well, kind of a moral victory, right? Yeah, so Legacy Shark Still, it's very similar to a deck that I played in pre-modern as well. I will probably put the counter, let's see. I put it on Nashi and I can start attacking. If I attack, they probably activate the Phyrexian and it's a 4/4. But they don't have a really good block, do they? Oh, I see what they're doing here. I'm a fool. They're going to burst their Urn of Godfire on my Chrome Host Seed Shark before end of turn, and I don't have anything to counter. So actually, I'm not going to counter anything in that case. Okay, so they actually don't want to spend any mana. So let's attack for 4 menace. This card is so good. Oh, it assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. It is a 5/5 when it attacks. I wish I had a legend or a rat. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. They're gonna Urn of Godfire my Chromos Seed Shark, and with that on the stack, I'm gonna play Artistic Refusal to just draw. And the reason that I'm gonna do that is because probably having a 6/6 is just better than whatever spell they're gonna play, I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Well, this Sultai Mirror match is as grindy as you would ever expect. Okay. So in that case, I'm just going to kill this Skyclave Invader. Well, no, because they're going to... actually, I kind of want to kill the Grafted Butcher. Because I'm not going to get to attack with my Chromos Seed Shark next turn, right? It's going to be gone. They're not going to blow it up, at least not just yet. Interesting. That's surprising to me. Maybe they have me red for not having a non-creature spell because I haven't played one. Yeah. Maybe they think I just don't have a non-creature spell. I hope so. I certainly hope so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can Urn of Godfire and have 2 mana left over. Okay. All right. So in response, draw 2, discard, make a 6/6. And this goes on the stack without them getting an opportunity to counter or anything. All right. Yeah, sure. Oh no, now I wish I had my my Nashi. I'm going to keep the Blighted Burgeoning, even though the land would have technically been something I could discard to Borborygmos. I think having the extra 2/2 is probably better. Probably. All right. First blood against me this game. So, okay, that's kind of sweet. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Borborygmos, draw a card, but then I don't get to attack this turn. I think I'll hold the Borborygmos until I have a land to get a 2-for-1. So let's go ahead and activate this guy. I'll play a Grafted Butcher. This is slow. This is a little bit slower. In for 7 though. Oh, do you have a return something in Fire's Dispersal? I would have read that, but keeping up 3 for that is a little eccentric because they have. I guess I'll go ahead and do it on this one because they could have just played it for 1. But okay. Well, they killed my 7/7, which is a little annoying. But I don't think I'm behind unless they have something to say about Borborygmos. Then I'm definitely getting into trouble. So this guy's a Phyrexian and this guy's a Phyrexian. So they can make a bunch of stuff. Get +2/+2. Okay, Skyclave Aerialist is a really good one. Okay, I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble. In for 3, you say, holding back your 2/4. Nope, also attacking with your 2/4. Yeah, well, definitely they're the beatdown now. All right, go ahead and activate this. This will be a 3/3. So I can play Borborygmos, draw a card, discard a land, and kill the Halo Forager. Well, let's draw a card and see what it is. This card's so good. Oh, Vanquish the Weak is a nice one. Okay, so I'll discard 1 land card, and I will shoot the Halo Forager. Then I can Vanquish the Weak on something. They cannot activate this guy this turn. So, let's see. Vanquish the Weak on the 3/3, attack with everything. They would block something, maybe Grafted Butcher. And then, why is my dog panting so hard? Calm down, buddy. It's distracting me. Yeah, maybe I shoot the 2/4 and just attack for 3. Tough situation. And I kind of want to save this for when they bring back Grafted Butcher and cast it, actually. So I would take 4 next turn. If they block Borborygmos, then they're facing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they can block 3 of it by putting a 3/3 in front. Tough stop. Tough stuff. I think I'm going to save my Vanquish. We'll see what they try to do on their turn. I know this is like pretty passive, but I don't think I have a much better approach. Grafted Butcher can come back from sacrificing a Skittering Surveyor, so at least I have that going for me. Looks like they're not going to be playing their Grafted Butcher. Yeah, the air power is really good on their side. Okay, yeah, what does this do? You put a rejection counter on all of my creatures. At the beginning of your end step, choose a creature they control with a rejection counter on it, and they put it on the top or bottom of their library. So you're going to get to kill my 3/3, basically. Kind of an annoying card. You can bounce Borborygmos, but then I do get to recast it and hopefully kill another creature of yours. Okay. Are they bouncing Borborygmos? Interesting. Sure. Well, I'll definitely put it on top. And then I guess I will Vanquish the Weak on their 3/3. I'm almost dead on the counterattack, but not quite. This actually makes me really think that they have a counter spell. I wonder if it's a 6-mana counter and they're thinking about whether to do it while they can Convoke, but no. All right, play Borborygmos. Interesting game. Really interesting. That's a land. I will discard it and just shoot the opponent then. Oh, it has to be to a creature. Ah, rats. Well, okay, then I shouldn't have discarded it. Didn't realize it had to be to a creature. My bad. Okay. In with the team, probably. Basically, if they have a single removal spell, I'm dead to them just flipping this guy and attacking. So maybe I hold back Skittering Surveyor. They flip this and attack. I take 4. Oh, they can bring back Grafted Butcher and kill me in the air. I'm actually straight up dead. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. If this dies, then I have a hope. It doesn't. Okay, I definitely misplayed that. I thought this could deal damage to a player. So, well, maybe I would have drawn something combat relevant before. That was worth seeing before combat. 2 Sultai grindy decks, and they had the better one. They had the better one. The double Skyclave Aerialist is really nice. So basically, it was GG at that point because they could flip their Grafted Butcher from the graveyard, play it, and then they have the 2 Flying Phyrexians. Yeah, not totally sure where I went wrong, but I'm sure there were plenty of opportunities to get a better result there. Okay, let's see. I don't think I want, let's see, what am I considering from the sideboard? Skittering Surveyor, Blighted Burgeoning. It's not much else. I guess I threw away that Nashi. That probably was just a really bad idea in retrospect. But Borborygmos never even went to the graveyard, so I don't think it would have given me that much more. Okay, yeah, I'll just run out another one. Too bad. Youch. Oh, this silly splash is getting me in trouble. Okay, I'm gonna keep, and I'm just gonna put the Temporal Cleansing on the bottom. I'm not too concerned about removal. I'm more concerned about like having literally anything to do. Borborygmos is a very nice draw here. Very nice draw. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just play Streetwise Negotiator. It can back itself up and be a 3/3 for 2. Sounds fair, right? Yeah, this card's doing a really good job of splashing for Borborygmos so far, isn't it? All right, I'll go ahead and play a... Let's see, do I want to attack? You have Vigilance. No. Sure. Let's attack. I like that Arena shows the power that it has. That's really helpful. In paper, it can be really hard to keep track of and remember. So here, do I have like double blue or double green that I'm going to need to pay? Double blue for Artistic Refusal. And that's kind of it. Everything else I can pay. So I already have a forest, so let's go for an island. All right, so and then next turn it's going to be Portent Tracker and Saiba Cryptomancer, or however you say that. Chomping Kavu. And they're backing up itself. Otherwise, it would have been better to do that before combat. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So this is that thing that I talked about, right? Tetsuko makes Streetwise Negotiator unblockable. The only thing about attacking with the Streetwise Negotiator, can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's really rude, actually. Yeah, that's pretty rude. Okay. Yeah, so the issue is I can Saiba Cryptomancer to put the counter on the Streetwise Negotiator, but then it has power 2 or less, so it can't block the Chomping Kavu. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Skittering Surveyor will get in at least. No reason not to. And then I guess I'll hold up the Cryptomancer. We're facing a bit of a beatdown here, folks. I'm afraid. I'm sorry to say it. See what they've got. But my plan is play the Saiba Cryptomancer, put the counter on the Negotiator, and then block the Sentinel. Oh, they're not even attacking with Sigiled Sentinel? Come on. Come on. Phyrexian Awakening. Okay. Youch. Let's see. You play Arena on your Xbox. Oh, that's cool. Just don't draft at the same time as you watch me. Whenever I do that, I get so confused about what draft I'm watching on the screen and what draft is my draft. Okay, there's no point in running out this Saiba Cryptomancer, right? No, I guess there is, because I do still make a 4 toughness blocker. If they have a bite spell, I'm super punished for this. A bite spell would be terrible for me here. Okay, they don't have it. Assimilate Essence. I don't hate that. So actually, here's an idea. I play the Portent Tracker, hold up Assimilate Essence. They're going to make a 4/4. And then I hold Borborygmos, and I can try to draw a land. And then if I get a land in the next 2 draws, I can actually kill their Chomping Kavu with it. But how much do I actually care about the Chomping Kavu after I play a 6/5? I think I'm going to do the slower play. And the only reason is I really want to have up Assimilate Essence against this deck. And I don't care if I have to trade my Streetwise Negotiator. It's still holding back the Sigiled Sentinel. Really interesting decisions going on here, though. Yes, the inception, the smoking inception of watching a draft while doing a draft. I can see that. It'll be hard to keep track of. Storm this. Oh no, I got so punished. Okay, do you all have trample? They're just cracking for 15 trample this turn. Just normal behavior. So I cannot block Chomping Kavu. No, I got super punished. Yeah. They gain vigilance and trample. Yep. No chumping allowed. Well, okay. At least I can kill this thing. Take 10, going to 4. That hurts. And now it's a 5/5, so I can't even shoot it with Borborygmos. Oh, I got so punished. Now, why can't I cast Borborygmos off of Portent Tracker? 1, 2, 3, red, green, blue. Maybe it's just not highlighting it. Strange. Okay. Well, I need this Borborygmos to survive. There's no point in holding the land back anymore. And there's no point in shooting off this land. Dang. Brutal. I might as well attack again with Skittering Surveyor. Could also attack with Tetsuko. But, well, suppose I have another trample trick. I guess I should play around that. So maybe I just attack with the Portent Tracker. So Tangled Skyline does gain me life. That's part of what's so good about it. And it makes a big creature. But if they have a bounce spell or removal for Borborygmos, I'm actually dead on the board. Okay, that's it. Dang, Chomping Kavu got me. This is not going well. I definitely thought that my deck was better than this. Is there a way I can get a little bit more playing to the board? I feel like Borborygmos has been... I clearly should have played the... Well, if I played the Borborygmos one turn earlier, they would have just played Seal from Existence one turn earlier and then done the trample trick in the other order. Okay, what if I play this like big creature that can help me stabilize and cut Grafted Butcher, which has seemed pretty bad for me. Something like that. Let's try something like that. Yeah. I mean, I just needed interaction for that Chomping Kavu or any creature with more than power 2. So like any of my incubate stuff, any of the removal or the bounce spell, turned out to be really bad to play the 1/1 and try to counter, because they did have a thing that added stats, which was what I was afraid of, but it was put a bunch of counters on something. And I didn't have access to my other counterspell, my bigger one. Yeah, the turtles are rampaging through March Machines. The turtles are the biggest threat to all of the planes. Much, much scarier than any of the Phyrexians. Let me also drop a link to our new Discord server into the chat here. So we have set up a Discord chat. This is a space where we can all talk about the current set, what we're doing, what we're drafting. I'm especially anticipating that during Arena Direct season, this is going to be a major space for us to be talking about our pools and prepping and figuring out what is good in the format in Sealed. So here we go. Bonk. That's an invite to the Discord. Okay. What's this hand? Seems okay. I mean, I don't have black for Vanquish the Week, but I don't think that I can really choose. And technically, this accelerates me into Herbology Instructor, and then Herbology Instructor is going to make my Mutagen Connoisseur bigger. But yeah, Sir Gambles, it's you or me. We're playing to get any win out of this draft. Tough times here in March of Machines Flashback Land. Traumatic Revelation, and they get to take anything out of my hand. Dang. Any creature or battle, which is basically anything. Well, that's a little bit rough. That's a little bit rough. Taking the Saiba Cryptomancer, interesting. Now, dare I just run out my Chrome Host Seed Shark? I don't think so. There's no real reason to. I think let's play the Mutagen Connoisseur and attack for 1. Funny. All right, it would be really nice to get a black mana source. If I can get 2 more lands, I can flip my Herbology Instructor and make my Mutagen Connoisseur chunkier. Searing Barb. Okay. Rats. Oh, Blighted Burgeoning. That's a really good one. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I actually play Chrome Host Seed Shark and then Blighted Burgeoning? I think go big or go home. Like, we're struggling here. We're struggling here. Also, if I can get another land, then I can play the Blighted Burgeoning and flip the 3/3 that the Seed Shark makes. That's not another land. I think I just want the mana, right? So let's go ahead and Blighted Burgeoning, and I get to incubate 2. All right. It begins. Incubate 3 and incubate 2, I mean. Incubate twice. I'll definitely attack. There's no way I'm blocking with a Chrome Host Seed Shark. All right, we got a win, folks. We're on the board. We got a win. Thank you, Chroma Seed Shark, for making this not a 0-win draft. Okay, time to do what I did in the Arena Direct, and let's just rattle off 7 in a row. 6 in a row. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Yeah, the lesson of this draft is like, it didn't really work. Like, clearly red was more open. I think I had good reasons for going Sultai. Sultai did seem to be more, did seem to be a clear shard, right? A clear 3 colors. I got that late Sultai rare. I got like the Deermere land late. I got a bunch of the green splashing stuff. I got some really good, like, second last pick, the best blue common, or one of the very best blue commons, I mean. So I don't think I was totally wrong. I mean, this is a totally keepable hand, right? I have the black I need to play Vanquish of the Week. I have the blue I need to play 2 2-drops. Cyber Cryptomancer is not really a 2-drop. Halo Forger is a futuristic game plan, but it's a totally keepable hand. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, my opponent, I immediately feel scared because my opponent mulliganed. So they'll probably have better mana than I do because they had the good sense to mulligan. I mean, Tetsuko is not at its best in this deck also, clearly. Like, you really want to go wide strategy, but okay, that's a 3rd land. I can Vanquish the Week. I do need like 6 mana to make use of Halo Forager. That's a bit of a downside. Another Traumatic Revelation. I don't think this card is very good, and the reason is this is something that Marshall on Unlimited Resources talks about a lot that I think is a very wise point. When you make the opponent discard, you pay mana to get rid of something that they have not yet paid mana for, right? So they just spent their turn 2 taking something out of my hand. It was a good card, but okay, I'm definitely going to counter that. But I didn't actually invest any resources in that. I spent my turn 2 playing this. Oh no, not Blighted Burgeoning. Yeah, I think this might be the end of the road. So that's just something to think about. Are they going to target this with removal? I dare not hope. Okay, I think I do just fire off a Vanquish of the Week on this. Nah, that can live. That can live. No. Okay, maybe I should have mulliganed because my hand specifically did not have green mana and all of my fixing and ramp is in green. Something to consider. Them taking my Halo Forager out of my hand, though, is pretty bad for me. And they have all the mana in the world, unfortunately. Now, I have a face-up Saiba Cryptomancer, so... Oh, this was a absolutely bonkers card. When it enters, incubate 3 X times, and X is 2. So this card came in with 2 6/6s. I mean, 2 3/3s, sorry. I don't even really care about Vanquishing the Weak on that. It's already done its damage. Oh, yeah. This is the end. I don't think there's any coming back from this. I will Vanquish the Weak on one of the 3/3s. Maybe if I manage to draw... If they have nothing left, suppose they just have 2 lands. I draw a green, play a Blighted Burgeoning into Herbology Instructor. And I'm still at 20. I have preserved my life total. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually, rather than Vanquishing any weak, I will just play Saiba Cryptomancer and try to block a 3/3. And we'll see if that works. Taking 4 damage. Okay, so I kept my removal spell. I have a blocker. Okay, I mean, I've seen worse cards than Xerex Strobe Knight. Double spelling is going to be tricky, but if I can get a green, I can play Blighted Burgeoning into Herbology Instructor. That's 2 cards. We're hanging on by a thread here in the 1-2 bracket. All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, same deal. I'll just take 4. I have chump blocks, but I prefer to just save those for later in case they play Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Oh my goodness. You can play an additional land on each of your turns Creatures and non-basic lands. My creatures enter tapped. Oh, that's really fun. When it attacks, sack a land, then draw a card. So it gets a bunch of cards and makes me unable to play blockers, and I still can't find a land. Okay. Good. We're in good shape. We're in really good shape here. Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be another draft for us. Okay. You get to sacrifice... Oh, you can sacrifice a creature. Okay. Well, that guy won't be doing us any damage. And take 3. Okay, I should have mulliganed. I mean, I guess. Oh, wait. Why did that happen? Gets plus... Oh, no, the tap land comes back to haunt me, and it's still not even a green source. Yeah, ouch. When you gain life, each opponent loses 1, so their gain land made me lose a life. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the lizard is taking its revenge for sure. Still can't double spell. If I could start double spelling, I could make 2/2s. Well, might as well attack. Yeah, because the issue is not just mana screw, it's also number of lands. I do have 9 green sources, I think. Oh well. Okay, yep, go to attackers, that's fine. You may do that. Attacking with everything. Not attacking with the Gitrog monster? That's very surprising to me. Well, I think I'll trade the 3/3 off. Why aren't we attacking with the 4/4? I actually don't understand that at all. Shouldn't they be? What's the deal? I don't really get it. Why is this 4/4 staying back? They didn't want to draw a card? Gain 3, and then you can kill Tetsuko? Sure. Or you should probably kill the Strobe Knight, and you make a 3/3? Yeah. I mean, we lost a long time ago, but this is even more lost. Yeah, you should kill the Strobe Knight. If it's not a forest, I'll just concede. Okay, high portent tracker. All right. A quick 1/3. That's fine. Let's draft again. Let's draft again. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I'll do a moment of deck tech just to see exactly where this went wrong, but and forget about this card. I wasn't really playing it. I guess the main issue was just other people were playing way more stats to the board. I kind of thought with Chromehost Seed Shark playing a good number of non-creature spells that especially turn into transformed creatures would be nice. Like these are all interactive essentially. And I had a lot of 2-drops. I thought like Assimilate Essence is in a sense a 2-drop. I guess Saiba Cryptomancer is not really, but look, like that's actually a lot of early interaction. I guess this guy's more expensive, but my curve is so low to the ground. Maybe that was part of the problem. No, it's my fault. I own this one. Yeah, I mean, I guess it really happened when it was like 4 4s that were coming down. Oh, I'm not allowed to submit this deck even though our event is over. It was like the level of stats. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well. Hard to know what lesson to take from that. I mean, my mana was bad in the end. Maybe I needed more green sources. That could very well be the lesson. Okay, well, let's jump into the queue. Let's do another one. I just love drafting this set. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. All right. On to another draft. Okay, this time I'm planning to do well. That time, that was our warm-up run, right? I mean, I will say, I'm not blaming it on this, but I will say I did spend like my first 5 picks thinking entirely about whether I was actually streaming and online. so that might have distracted me a little bit. Oh, you tempter, Chromehost Seed Shark. I mean, it is one of the biggest bombs in the format. Pack one, pick one-ing it is not wrong. It's just so good. Okay, I'm gonna take it. I cannot go Sultai though. It cannot be allowed to be a repeat of what just happened. What are you? Arnie Metalbrow. 3/3 for 3. When a creature you control attacks or a creature enters attacking, you may pay 2. If you do, put a creature less than its mana value from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. This type of card is usually less good than it looks. It looks really good, but the thing is, most of the time, you're not really in a situation like it happens in such a specific condition that a lot of the time you're going to look at this card and find like, if I attack with another creature and I put another creature into play, they're both going to die. You see what I mean? Another really good card in that pack though was Captive Weird. Oh, I loved this card when I played this set. Squee the Immortal, 2/1 for 3. You can cast it from your graveyard or from exile. Super fun card to play with, not actually good. So let's see. Okay, what's good in this pack? What's this Invasion? Return a non-battle permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield for 5. This type of effect has been good in some sets, bad in other sets. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, make a 1/1, and that would actually be a 2/1 lifelink with flying. So the way to evaluate these battles is mainly by the enters the battlefield effect. If it has a really good enters effect, it's a good battle. If it doesn't, it's probably not very good. When it enters, return a permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield is very mixed. Usually at 5 mana, this needs a big boost for it to be good. Like it comes in with 2+1/+1 counters or something. There's not a really good other card to take in this pack though. None of these cards are very good. I might just take, I don't know. I might just take Protocol Knight, to be honest. I don't think there's a very good card here. I still am not sure if Meet the Minds is good. That one might have been better. But I kind of just want to take like, I do like the Knight stack. This would be good in the Knight stack. And and nothing else really seemed very good there. So Captive Weird, this is a card I was talking about. Super good card. 1/3 for 1, Defender. 3, and this is the mana symbol where you can pay red or you can pay 2 life, and you flip it. When you flip it, you exile the top card of your library, and until the end of your next turn, you get to play that card. This card's really, really good. It's just amazing rate. You play it on 1, and then on turn 3, it's basically like you play a 3-drop that lets you exile something, or even better, on turn 5, you do it or something, and then you get to like hit a land drop or play a 2-drop after that. Really good card. However, there is the mythic common of all time in this set, Preening Champion. This card is unreal. If you look up the win rate data on Preening Champion, it is literally better than almost every mythic in the set. It's like more than a mythic common. For whatever reason, and we could go into why, but for whatever reason, a 2/2 flying for 3 that makes a 1/1 in this set was just incredible rate. There's so much to do with the extra little rectangle that's lying around, and also flying. You can just win with 2 power in the air like a lot in March of Machines. Okay, a lot of good blue cards in this pack as well. Not to be like a stereotype of like the person who just lost by taking a bunch of blue cards that maybe I overvalued, but these are actually good. Inga Rune Eyes, a 3/3 for 4 that scries 3. What people say is like scry 2 is almost equivalent to drawing a card, kind of in the same ballpark. Scry 3 is like a shade better probably than drawing a card. You get to fix your next several draws. And then this second part is much harder to activate. When it dies, draw 3 cards if 3 or more creatures died this turn. Note that that has to happen like before, and this is a dies, not enters trigger. So it's really hard to set that up. It's also face up, so they know what you're going for. But I'm definitely just going to grab Inga Rune Eyes. Okay, Invasion of Chandelar. When it enters, return 3 permanents from your graveyard to your hand. I don't think that this is good. You put a graveyard from your hand on a permanent from your hand onto the battlefield. In the really late game, you can just play your stuff, so you don't need this like fancy stuff going on. 3 for 1 can be good rate, but this is like a very situational build around where you're playing like a heavy mill deck. You're going to get a bunch of stuff in your graveyard and you like need a value engine for the late game. What sticks out to me here, and I hate that this is just a repeat of last draft. What sticks out to me here is 2 solid green cards. Cosmic Hunger is good. The bite spell is just really good in this format. I mean, you know, it's good. It's like quite solid. Wary Thespian is probably where I'm at. One of the best 2-drops. I'm not saying this is a bomb. It's not like Preening Champion, but it's just good rate. A 3/1 for 2 that fixes your next draw. It turns out in this format was just really good. Having said that, I'm not like diving straight into green blue or anything. We're going to have to be more thoughtful than that. I don't like the Scrappy Bruiser or Daxos, by the way. I don't really think either of these cards is good. Tarkir Dune Shaper was okay. I kept taking it way more highly than I should have back in the day. It's a 1-drop that's like kind of understated. Good 1-drops are premium, bad 1-drops are basically worthless. So I would say my choice comes down to, I could take the Protocol Knight. We got a Preening Champion. The Knight's deck is blue-white. So we would need white to unblock. And this is not even a very good white card. I kind of want to just take Meeting of Minds, but is that stupid of me? Perhaps. Am I going to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's see. Okay. So now we're seeing some red stuff. So like Kenra Spell Spear, by the way, the blue-red deck, I don't think it was that good, but it was super fun. Super fun, blue-red spells. So this guy is a 2/2 for 2 trample prowess, and then you transform it into something that has double prowess. I think this card was not good, as I recall, but it's a 2/2 for 2 with upside. 2/2 for 2 is not like a good stat line, but you need 2 drops. It's just an absolute bare minimum requirement. You just need to have 2 drops. This kind of steal a creature effect is usually not good. The Beat Stick was actually good, by the way. +1/+0 as menace, and when it deals damage to a player or a battle, you make a treasure. But I'm just going to go with the 2-drop. I'm just kind of experimenting, trying to figure out where the open lane is. Here, I'm not really in the market for a 5-mana Lightning Helix. Tap 2 creatures, put a stun counter on either of them, then put a stun counter on either of them. I don't remember, but I'm guessing that's not very good. And I think Seed of Hope, mill 2, put a permanent into your hand and gain 2. Was that good? Permanent from among the cards milled. Chances are you're going to have a permanent. I think I'm just going to take the 2/2. I kind of want to go in a different direction from last draft, to be honest. I kind of want to go in a different direction. Having said that, look at this. I mean, probably the best card in the pack for raw power is Golden Scale Argonaut. Invasion of Kyurem, I remember, was really bad. I'm pretty sure. Golden Scale Argonaut is actually a respectable card. Not that a 3/4 flying for 5 is that great, but the backup ability does actually make it pretty flexible. This card is a 6-mana deal 6. I mean, you know, Convoke can only do so much for you. So I'll take the Argonaut. And hey, maybe we're not even supposed to be blue, although with Chromho Seed Shark, Preening Champion, Inga, I'm pretty inclined to lean that way, but we'll see. None of these cards are very good. I might just take the 3-drop, just a respectable 3-drop. And yeah, maybe we end up in blue-red spells. That could be possible. I guess I could also end up Boros, conceivably. Okay, we're wheeling Captive Weirds. I have no worries about blue being closed. This is a perfect card for blue-red spells. Okay, but now we're getting Wary Thespian, and so, my red is not that convincing. So maybe I do just take the Wary Thespian here, and I just say whatever is more free between red and green, I'll go in that direction. Zhalfirin Shapecraft, if you play this into empty mana, it can actually be a nice combat trick. I'm not saying it's a good card. Don't quote me on this being a good card, but it's actually playable. It's definitely playable. Okay, Invasion of Gobakan. This is the card that like puts attacks on something in their hand. It's not like my favorite card that I've ever played. I loved it back in the day and played it way more than I should have. So now I need to atone for what I did by not playing it. Streetwise Negotiator, as I say, is so strong. So, you know, there's definitely a temptation to just take the Streetwise Negotiator to go with my double Wary Thespian. I would be jumping right back into the Simic Mines. I might rather experiment with red-blue, but I think Streetwise Negotiator is a good bit better than the Spell Spear. I'm pretty sure. Moment of Truth and Swiftwater Cliffs are both definitely considerations. Yeah, I don't know. What do we think is open? Does anyone have an opinion? Does anyone have an opinion on what the open color pair is? Because I'm a little confused. These drafts have been really messy. I don't think anyone has any idea what we're supposed to be doing because this is our first time seeing the set in a million years. I really don't think white was open. Yes, we got some Golden Scale Aeronaut. That is not a signal. We have a Zhalfirin Lancer now, and I would like to be in Knights, the white-blue Knights deck, but it's not even necessarily the best deck or anything. And we have better options. Like Tetsuko, as I said, does go well with Streetwise Negotiator. I think maybe I'm going to try to stick to a 2-color pair this time, like be really strict with myself about not doing an unlimited splash. And with Tetsuko plus Streetwise Negotiator, we're actually putting good stats on the board, right? We're actually putting good stats on the board. So I think I'm going to do that. Just a bunch of good 2-drops. C double, yeah. Right. Copy a spell or create a token that's a copy of a creature. This card's actually good, I believe. And the reason is it's basically a creature. Like, worst case scenario, it is a clone. Best case scenario, you copy their expensive spell and also make a creature. So I'm going to grab this. I'm pretty sure it's actually good. Corruption of Tawashi is very powerful, but quite slow. When it enters Incubate 4, then when you flip a permanent, you can draw a card once a turn. That's really good, right? That is really good. Deadly Derision's also super strong. This is one of those sets where a black spot removal spell was good. I will also say Ral's Reinforcements was good, so you could stick that in at the 2-drop slot and go blue-red spells, but I'm on C double. I think this card is just good. Invasion of Rin I like a lot, probably more than I should. Emoti is super fun. Spells you cast with mana value 6 or greater have Cascade. I would absolutely go for it with Emoti. I don't think it's that good in a vacuum. I did just lose a draft 1-2 though, so or 1-3, so I kind of want to like, you know, go for the powerful card. However, Emoti does affect the battlefield. Emoti is a card that affects the battlefield, and Invasion of Rin is not. So maybe it's actually safer to just snap up this Emoti. Okay, we're going to try. We're going to try. We'll see. And getting past Emoti does suggest I'm going to see more green and blue. It's possible green-red was the more open lane. Okay, Invasion of Kamigawa is like completely unplayable, right? Tap an artifact. It's 4 mana to stun something. No. Do not do these things. Destroy target artifact, battle, enchantment, or creature with flying. This is the classic card that's like playable in sealed, but not in draft. I'm just going to snap up Order of the Mirror. Maybe the best card in the pack is Completed Huntmaster. Very weak pack overall, by the way. I wouldn't say there are many signals at all. Order of the Mirror is at least a 2-drop. And I feel like I really need to be the assertive deck if this is what I'm doing. So I'll grab this Order of the Mirror. I don't think taking Emoti was correct, but it was too fun for me to not do it. I mean, wait, what? It was too fun for me. Yes, right. Something like that. I'm going to take Temporal Cleansing. Totally sweet with Chrome Host Seed Shark, by the way. But this card was just good. Like, putting Convoke on this card just makes it good. It's just a solid card. Change the Equation was so nice in Best of 3 at Friday Night Magic. You could totally blow out your friends by just like sideboarding this in against their green deck and countering their pretty big stuff. As far as Dispersal is a top common in the format. Interesting that all this really good black is coming around, like Deadly Derision, Either Blade Agent. I didn't get the impression that black is open from the right. I guess it makes sense that it's open from the left. Okay, I'll grab it far as Dispersal. And Preening Champion has made its way to us at Pack 2 Pick 8, almost on the wheel. The mythic common of the format, actually the mythic common of all time, flying back around to us like an absolute Preening Champion would do. Okay, so blue-red is looking open, but look at this. Like, we have Moment of Truth, Meeting of Minds, and Halo Charge Scab. I might just take the Scab. I mean, Moment of Truth is super sweet, but I think I'm just trying to put stats on the board. I actually am not even sure if I'm green at this point. Serpent Blade Assailant is kind of nice. Maybe I should actually be taking the Swiftwater Cliffs. I'm just mono blue. Look, no one is in blue at this table. They wield a Preening Champion pretty much. No one here is in blue. I'll take Moment of Truth. This is probably the most famous card from this set because it was the common that performed the best of all commons ever, pretty much. So I'll probably take... Actually, I'll probably just take Iridescent Blade Master. Moment of Truth is a better card, but again, I really want a deck that just puts stats on the field, and that definitely is a card that has the capacity of stats, at least. Surge of Salvation was so good in Best of 3, but not good in Best of 1. I'll just take Expedition Lookout to send clear signals. This card's actually not terrible. It's a 2/3 that can attack if they have a bunch of stuff in their graveyard. Well, War Historian's also not very good, but it's a 3/3 with reach for 3, whatever. If it attacks a battle, it gets indestructible. I'll take the Battle Fan, I suppose. Well, no, I'm closer to playing red, but I probably won't. And okay, we almost have a playable deck at the end of pack 2, which is a good sign because blue was so open. And holy smokes, Zephyr Singer is another of the top cards in the format. 3/4 for 4, Convoke, Flying, Vigilance. Think about that. I could run out, if I have 4 creatures on turn 4, I can just play this card for free. If I have 3 on turn 5, I can do a 2-drop and then play this, or 2 on turn 5, I can do a 2-drop and then play this. And then when it enters, you put a flying counter on every creature that convoked it. So if I convoke it with a bunch of wary thespians, my wary thespians become flyers. This card is absolutely bonkers. Marshal of Zhalfir is the signpost uncommon for the Knights deck in white and blue. Honestly, I mean, maybe that's where I should be. Maybe we should speculate a little on white and see if we wheel a Marshal of Zhalfir. I thought Knights might be cut, but no one seems to be playing blue. We would not be wheeling a preening champion if Knights were cut. That's like the #1 Knights card. So, hey, maybe there's an off chance that we end up in white. I think I'll take another Inga Rune Eyes. It's so good. I will say it is legendary, so that is a downside to taking the second one. You cannot have them both in play at once. But now we are definitely in the business of probably let's cut the Protocol Knight. I kind of don't want to play Halo Hopper. I think Meeting of Minds actually pretty good in my deck. I have like Convoke cards. That's one thing about Preening Champion, by the way, the multiple like rectangles that it makes. These can help you convoke. So Preening Champion gives you like an extra amount of mana sometimes, right? So I'm just going to grab the Inga Rune Eyes. Probably better than Corruption of Tawashi, Seed of Hope, etc., etc., and etc. Okay, Barrel. I remember this card. I thought it was good, and it's actually not. Instant and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. When a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you can draw a card. I was like, I love drawing cards and playing things for not that much mana. And so back in the day, I played this card all the time, and I definitely should not have. Now, there is an argument about whether you should play Skittering Surveyor in just a 2-color deck. Some people say yes, some people say no. I'm inclined to not take it here. This is the card that ruined my last draft because it made me go Sultai. I might just take Bonded Herdbeast. This card sucks, but I just want to put stats on the board. Like, let's cut that Halo Hopper, and let's just take this big green statsy card. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Tandem Takedown. Okay, here's what we were talking about with companions. So Tandem Takedown, by the way, this is a really good bite spell. The thing that makes it really good, you give your stuff +1 so you can attack better, and also it's immune. The main weakness of a bite spell is if they cast a removal spell on your creature when the bite spell is on the stack, they get a free 2-for-1 and they save their card. This gets around that by targeting 2 different creatures, so very much wanting to take that. Now this card is your starting deck contains only cards with odd mana values. Do you see why these companions made limited so cool? Now you're playing this weird metagame that no one at the table can figure out, where you're only taking cards with odd mana values. Okay. Okay, yes. I love this card. It used to be worth like $10, so everyone would take it and you would never get to build around it in Paper Magic. When a creature you control enters, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater, otherwise put 2+1/+1 counters on it. So really bad and limited, but if you build around it, it actually can be sweet. I might just take Blighted Burgeoning. I'm not that much of a ramp deck, so I probably don't take it. Or I probably don't play it, but I don't think there's anything else for me to play here. And it is a good card. It's not like I'm getting cut. I think we're just not opening very good stuff right now. Cyber Cryptomancer is awesome. I really like that card. It's good bomb insurance for like Chromos Seed Shark. It can turn Preening Champion into a 3/3 flyer, which will end the game in a hurry. Timberland Ancient is not so good, but I actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Darn, I can't wheel at this point. I would probably play one. Maybe it's better than Bonded Herdbeast, but I'll take the Cryptomancer. That's the best card in the pack. Probably I'm not playing this Blighted Burgeoning. Is that another Nashi? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm probably not playing 2 Meeting of Minds. I'm definitely not. I don't think I want that random combat trick. I actually already have one. Aerial Boost is nutty. If you haven't seen this card, it costs 2 and it's a combat trick, but it has Convoke. A combat trick with Convoke means if you just have 2 untapped creatures, you can tap the creatures to play the card. And so you can get blown out by that card attacking into someone who has no untapped mana. They block you with something and then they play a combat trick for 0 mana. So that's what makes that card really good. I'll take another Halo Charge Scab and cut the Bonded Herdbeast. I think that's going to just be better for me. I actually think my deck is pretty good. Cut the Meeting of Minds, play the Scab. I'm not sure what else to cut. I will actually probably play a second Cyber Cryptomancer. Cut the Expedition Lookout. That's not a very good card. I kind of like the idea of just having a Cryptomancer every time I play Chromos Seed Shark. And then maybe cut the Shapecraft. Shapecraft is kind of good if I have like Cryptomancers, right? It can make my Cryptomancers trade well. It is possible I actually play Corruption of Tawashi. Nah, I don't have the transform density, but let's at least speculate on that. Okay, and we did not wheel the Knights payoff, which actually means someone is in Knights. which really makes me wonder what they took over Preening Champion. I mean, maybe there are some rares. Okay, I'll play Furtive Analyst over War Historian, but actually I think I won't play either of them. It does make my curve a little bit awkward. 2, 3, 4. I would say Meeting of Minds is not really a 4-drop. I need to cut 2 cards here. Okay, I'll cut the Shapecraft, maybe 1 Cryptomancer. I don't have that many bombs I'm trying to save. I will say Emoti is looking really bad. Actually, yeah, Emoti is looking really bad, even though it's the card that put me in blue-green. Dang, did I just draft blue-green twice in a row for no very good reason? I mean, I think the Wary Thespians, Tandem Takedown, Streetwise Negotiator, like, we did get several signals. It just didn't really come through for us. So, spells you cast with mana value 6 or greater have Cascade. Yeah, let's not play that card. Because it's mostly going to Cascade into a 2-drop, and then it doesn't even give anything else Cascade. Although I do have a good density of 4-drops that it could Cascade into. Is it better than a Halo Charge Scab? You know what? Let's go for it. It's fun. But maybe I want to take the other card out of a different place in my mana curve. Could be cut the Shapecraft. Yeah, okay. I don't hate this. Now, yes, and I want more blue. I have Captive Weird. Not so sure that my deck is that good. Well, let's see. I kind of wish that I had ended up in the white-blue Knights deck, but white was very clearly cut. My read of the table is black was cut from the right. White was... There was clearly a Knights player at the table. Blue was wide open, pack 1. Blue was just so wide open from the right. We were getting past and broadly at the table. I think it was underdrafted at this table. Green, probably... I probably just didn't find my second color very well. Maybe I was supposed to be blue-red, but I remember there was a certain point in the draft where I was trying to decide, am I blue-green or blue-red? And then I just got like 2 good green cards. But that was from the left. I think green was cut from the right. So maybe blue-black would have been better. But I only really saw black pack 2. I don't know. Tough draft. Tough draft. If you're not supposed to be white, green... If you're not supposed to be white, green, red, or black, what are you supposed to pair with blue? That's the ultimate question. Maybe I was supposed to be mono blue. Well, then I did the right thing, because look at this hand. Pretty much a mono blue deck. So the whole point of Tetsuko is I really like it with Wary Thespian. That's why I'm playing it. So we're going to try to get some Wary Thespians. Creatures with toughness 1 are unblockable. My creatures with toughness 1 are unblockable. When it enters, you make a treasure token, discard a card, and draw a card. And then when this thing enters, you discard a card, search for a land or a battle, put it into your hand, and shovel. I don't think that's a very good card, but it might beat me. All right, then I don't really have anything, although I might just Ifara's Dispersal, whatever they play. Okay, that's a good answer to Ifara's Dispersaling whatever they play. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't really have a bomb I need to ensure with this guy. So I'm going to play this Saiba Cryptomancer, put a counter on itself, and then I have a 1-2 unblockable. Hello there, Preening Champion. Yeah, I like Preening Champion. All right, in with these guys. Then I'm going to play Inga. This is much more active than my last deck, for sure. Play Inga. I don't want an Inga. I actually don't want any of these cards. If I have another blue, I can play Preening Champ and Ifara's Dispersal in the same turn if I get attacked, but I don't think that's really that important. I'm going to put all 3 of those on the bottom. I want action. All right. I know that they have plenty of lands, so they're going to have a land drop. Let's see. Let us see. They're thinking, they're pondering. You know, it's a really, really tough decision here in the 0-0 bracket where none of us know our decks yet. Okay, so they can just smash 4 damage in. Okay. Yep. Understood. So here's what I'm going to do. Tandem Takedown that guy. I could have Ifara's Dispersal it. Yeah, maybe that's actually better. play the Preening Champ, which gives me 2 blockers for their Skittering Surveyor, and then I'm going to Afara's Dispersal, the Rampaging Geoderm. I kind of like that, and I crash in for 5. I don't think I care that much if they play this guy, right? So it's not like it's a complete disaster if this doesn't work out. Now, this does give an attacking creature +1/+1. So this would become a 5/5, but then they bounce it, but then I bounce it. It would let them put a counter on their Skittering Surveyor and make my Preening Champion unable to survive the combat. Do I care about that? I actually do care about that. Okay, all right. Change my plan. If I do this, though, if I do this, I actually have to bounce a Rampaging Geoderm. I don't like that idea at all. I changed my plan again, everybody. Magic is a complicated game, if you didn't know. So much to consider. All right, in comes Preening Champ. Now, maybe they'll put the counter on the Geoderm, if I'm lucky. I don't think they will. They might hold back Skittering Surveyor, because I'm kind of the beatdown right now, to be honest. And you're about to see why Afara's Dispersal is so good. Okay, I'm glad that they targeted the Geoderm. I don't think there's a hexproof trick here in green and red. I don't remember this set. Well, they could have a Saiba Cryptomancer off of the treasure. You have a hexproof trick? That would be pretty bad for me, I guess. I guess it would be bad. I guess I wouldn't care that much, actually. No, now that is a nice series of draws. Do I want another? Okay, so the problem with the Scab is it would mill my Preening Champion. So the question is, do I want the Preening Champion? I think the answer is yes. I'm ahead. I don't need to play it right now, but it's another flyer. The thing is, I might just want to hold back to Tandem Takedown. Okay. They're Rampaging Geoderm. Oh, you have a Cosmic Hunger. Okay. That's fine, because this guy would have been able to kill anything with Cosmic Hunger, because it has permanent Death Touch. So what I think I'm going to do now is give Preening Champ and Inga Rune-Eyes. I could shoot the Skittering Surveyor, for example. If I attack with Inga... Oh, now this is interesting. If I attack with Inga, they probably block with Serpent Blade Assailant. This thing does have trample, so I'd actually really like to be able to Tandem Takedown it next turn. But it's really risky because I have no single creature that can kill it alone. Oh, I actually have creatures that can kill it before we go to attacks. And I should kill it before attacks anyways, in case I want to put the counter on something else. So I'm going to go next, attack, and then probably hold everybody else back. It's definitely a little bit passive. But I like the idea of taking down the better card, basically. And I think we have a few more turns. Maybe I shouldn't have put those both on top. This is feeling pretty bad. It feels like this is not playing out well. I like the idea of having my Preening Champions online. But, well, I guess next turn I can just play the Scab. Okay, maybe this is playing out fine. Invasion of Ikoria. When it enters, search for a non-human creature and put it onto the battlefield. This type of card is typically not very good in draft because you are overpaying for the creature. Like, they just paid 6 mana for the creature. They paid 6 mana for a 4-drop. That's usually not very good. An exception is Vintage Cube, where, like, the best green card is Green Sun Zenith. I mean, other than, like, Nadu. But the best card that's just green is Green Sun Zenith, I believe. Or you can argue, but, like, it's a really good one. Because your best card is worth paying the extra 1 mana for. Okay, so before we go to attacks, I'm going to shoot that guy down. And, yep, I like the way that I'm distributing the +1s here. Right, so they just spent 6 mana to get hit by a Tandem Takedown. And now they have to do a whole lot of work to get this 8/8 out of that. Okay, so do I attack with Inga? I don't think so. I think let's play the Scab just so that we have information. That's going to inform what I do. All right, and then I can put a Tandem Takedown on top. Sounds pretty good. Or Afara's Dispersal is actually better because then I can play Preening Champ and hold up Afara's Dispersal and I get to Surveil. Yeah, life is pretty good. Life is pretty good. So they might get like a 3-4, but I don't really care. Like, I'm solidly in the driver's seat. They need to figure out removal or reach, right? Tough games here in the 0-0 bracket. Youch. I don't feel very good about my deck. But I also feel like I'm not really playing it to its best effect at the moment. It's really complicated, and I haven't played with these cards in a long time. Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way, and you can cast that spell. I kind of want to attack with everything. I kind of want to bounce Plarg and attack with everything. What happens if I do that? Serpent Blade Assailant blocks the Scab. The 2-3 blocks my 1-2, and I get 4-5, 6 damage in, putting them dead to Preening Champ next turn. That sounds good, right? I'm not miscounting, right? They throw the Serpent Blade Assailant in front of the Scab, Skittering Surveyor in front of the 1-2, and take 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to do that. And I get to Surveil. Chrome Host Seed Shark is... This is the one situation where it's not that good. But I can play Captive Weird 1, 2, 3, exiling the Seed Shark. Maybe the Seed Shark is actually worth drawing because... Okay, maybe I actually put the Weird on top because it is 2 damage in the air, and I'm hopefully about to put them dead to 2 damage in the air. I think maybe I take the Weird on top, though, because if I play the Weird next turn, I can also play Preening Champ. Then I can exile a card with the Weird and potentially play the Seed Shark. Nah, let's not draw the Weird. I think the Seed Shark is a good draw, though. I think this attack is fine, because I'm pretty sure they essentially have to block. And they blocked as I predicted, which makes me feel good. I guess it makes me a little worried that they have removal for Preening Champ. But they need more than just one creature here, right? We'll see if they have the removal. They must, because they made those blocks. What do? You come in... Destroy. Okay. Oh, gain 4 life. That's really good. That is really good. Okay. Gain 4. All right. So this is an 8/8 reach. So I cannot allow them to... Oh, are they going to get to crack it? No. Are you kidding me? Yeah. What? They attacked the wrong one. They straight up... What? Do they get to flip a battle or something? What's going on? Do they have like a battle that comes in and you flip it? What? They attacked the wrong one. I was actually like totally lost. All they had to do was send the Geoderm and the Surveyor at the 6 toughness thing, 6 life battle, flip the battle, and then what am I gonna do? You literally have an 8/8 reach. I can't get damage in anymore. So they gave us... We're on life support here. They gave us some extra life. I think Preening Champ is better because it puts down 2 bodies. Yeah, I like having the extra blocker. That's better. The probability that that matters is higher than the probability of drawing a non-creature spell, and the effects are probably similar-ish, which is a chump blocker, so... You see what I mean about Inga's scry ability being good, but its second ability being really hard to activate? Like, I got myself out of a lot of, like, do-nothing draws there. So if there's anything at all that I can do to avoid having this flip, I need to do it. I think I might just throw an Inga in front of it. Actually, could I just triple block? Because all I care about at this point is my flyers, right? Ah, I actually don't hate it. That I could get blown out here, but it's like, if you're spending your turn removing my random stuff on the ground, then you're not really dealing with the issue. If they have destroy 6 damage to target battle, or deal 6 damage to target battle, then I'm in big trouble, right? Thank you, Inga, for checking. And you play your Plarg. Do you have the 2-mana bite spell? That is the question of the day. 2-mana bite? 2-mana bite? 2-mana bite? 2-mana bite spell? Oh, they have essentially Manhole Missile. The Manhole Missile of its day. Okay, that means they're in top deck mode. I mean, they did get 2 draws, but now they have to have 2 answers. And this does not have trample. Okay, you... Oh, wow. Do I want you? Oh, this is so bad. Each player exiles cards until they exile a non-land card. So you have one card left in your hand. You may cast 2 spells from among the other cards exiled this way. So this could... Well, it's fine if you get a single reach creature, right? Oh, my deck is very bad. I'm going to let you have this one, I think. Because it's fine if... I don't know if you have a creature in your hand. It only matters if you have a creature. And if what you do is... Oh, they get to play both? Both people choose? What's this silly Aftermath card? No, are you kidding me? They just cascaded into deal 3, and then they get to flip their invasion, and they're at 2 HP. Oh, that's so sad. That is just so sad. I can't believe it. Oh, and then they also found another removal spell. I mean, that's just so sad. Like, off of the top deck, they found removal, removal, removal through a cascade off of this random Aftermath rare. They're not even trying to flip their 8/8 reach. Why not? And they dealt with all 3 2-power flyers that we had. That was so implausible. Okay, I don't really want to sit here and think while you think about how to attack. I don't think we're going to get out of this one. They should also have attacked that, like, 6-life battle way sooner. Yeah, okay. That was a bad beat. That was a bad beat. Dang. Dang. What do we do differently? Felt like I did not have enough mana to do everything. Maybe I play a Zalfirin Shapecraft, something like that, instead of a Scab. The Scab felt pretty bad. Let's go for something like that. I mean, I don't think I should adjust too much because they needed to find 3 answers. They could have made it much more narrow by flipping the 8/8 reach sooner, which they should have done, unless I'm missing something about that card's ability. But the probability that they get 3 removal spells there? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, what can I say? Especially by exiling Emoti, if it had been any other creature, then they would not have been able to cascade. They could have found my, like, draw 2s, right? The divinations with Convoke, if they'd found those, then they would have drawn their removal spell and been able to play it. Yep. Too bad. Too bad. I need to stop being in Simic, probably. Yeah, it's Magic, you know? Okay, I really don't want to play Chromehost Seed Shark until I have Saiba Cryptomancer up. But I also don't really want to wait until turn 5 to play it. All right, 3-1. Now we're going to see why this card is so good. I mean, it's already pressuring us. I don't really want to Afara's Dispersal it, though. I think I'll actually trade. I think we're just going to go all in. Let's trade our Saiba Cryptomancer for the Wary Thespian. Not the most incredible thing that you can do, but it takes the pressure off. And I'm not waiting until turn 5 to play the Chromehost Seed Shark, not really. So let's just trade our 2-drop for their 2-drop, catch up a little bit. It also looks like they're a little stuck on mana, and this means that they can't corrupt the Flywheel Racer to be able to add mana. I mean, it's a little bit rude of me to be, you know, shutting off their mana source, but, you know, it is something to think about, right? You can only add 1 mana if you're able to crew that guy. All right, down comes Finn. This card's so funny. This card was actually, there was a build around for this card in Foundations, I believe, is where this was printed. Okay, crewing that up and attacking. There is a 1 mana +2/+2 trick, so I definitely do not block if they attack. Okay. They could have probably gotten an attack in there. I would not have blocked. All right, yeah, I'll attack you. So what I really want to do is Meeting of Minds at the end of their turn. Although the other thing I can do is Ifara's Dispersal and make a 3/3. That's pretty good as well. It's interesting. I could actually, if Forest Dispersal, the Streetwise Negotiator, and if I were able to get into combat, I would make Finn smaller, but I don't think that's correct. I'm just going to take the 4 and the 1 poison, or 2 poison, sorry. And then end of turn, I'm going to Meeting of Minds, make a 4/4. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? And then I can do that little if Forest Dispersal trick later on, although Finn does have Death Touch, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I really want to activate this card. So I want to go Wary Thespian, make a 4/4. Forest can be on top, I think. My deck's pretty darn mana hungry. Make a 4/4, and maybe I attack with everything. Because again, I'm no way am I blocking with the Seed Shark, and I have a Forest Dispersal for their Finn. So in for 6, just say, you know what? You're not the only beatdown in this game. And they're still stuck on lands, unfortunately for them. The only way to crew up the Flywheel Racer is actually to tap the Finn. If they do attack me with that Flywheel Racer, I will very rudely bounce it to their hand. And down comes War Historian. Okay, fair enough. So they're not actually making any attacks. Well, that's perfectly fine. So Seed Double is an interesting one. I could actually Temporal Cleansing, Convoking it, and Seed Double, can't I? But I think I don't want to like invest all that. Why don't I attack with everything? As a starting place. Always a good starting place, just attack with everything. No, I'm kidding. It's not always a good starting place. The War Historian can block the Seed Shark, it's true. Now, Seed Double can also copy my Seed Shark. That's pretty awesome. But we get 4 damage through, we get to Surveil. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I could have held the Seed Shark back, but it's like I'm not blocking with Chrome Host Seed Shark into a green deck. There's absolutely no way. So put that in the bin. That's kind of enough. Seed Shark is not legendary, right? That's so cool that I can copy my Seed Shark. Now, I could play Emoti and keep up a Forest Dispersal. That sounds pretty good. Potentially, I should have done that before combat, because I don't know what I'm going to cascade into. But I think that sounds better than like trying to get silly with Seed Double. Especially since I really want 8 things in their bin when I see double. Okay, sweet. Down comes another creature. I mean, hey, that was kind of good. I mean, you would pay 5 mana for a 3/1 and a 2/2 any day, right? 5/3 worth of stats spread across 2 creatures. Maybe not any day, but this guy has an ability. I doubt they're attacking, but okay. Wow, they're really stuck on lands. Okay, now I'm going to Temporal Cleansing the War Historian. It's time to just try to convert this game. And then I could also, if Forest Dispersal, Finn, and then just go in with everything. That's probably where I'm at. Time to just try to convert the game. Then they crew up their Flywheel Racer. Inga, and yeah, sure, you guys can stay on top, that's fine. And then in with the team. They actually did not crew up the Racer. I guess they had enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, that game, my deck did more like what I thought it would do. Like, actually claim the mantle of the beatdown, play a bunch of interactive spells, put some stats on the board. But I will also say my opponent got completely stuck on 2 lands, so it's not like I should be patting myself on the back too much. Yeah. The first game, I was just worried that I hadn't put enough creatures or enough stats in my deck. If you did not yet join the Discord, we do now have a community Discord unlocked by our reaching 100 subscribers today. I'm very happy to be at that milestone. This stream is actually our 75 sub unlock, and I will be doing another subscriber goal. I'm probably going to put another live stream as a subscriber goal, and basically the idea behind doing that is that if I can get, basically, I want to feel that there's kind of community momentum and spirit behind this kind of thing. I don't, you know, if I'm going to do a live stream, like I'd like to know that there's sort of interest and, you know, I think I mulligan this hand. It just seems too slow. It just seems too slow. It does have both of my colors, but not doing anything before turn 4. And I'm not a control deck. I'm a very fast deck. It's not like I'm a Dimir control deck where I have a million removal spells to draw after this. I'm trying to put stats on the board and beat down. So I like this hand better. Yeah, so the idea behind doing that is just to you know, if I like announce that I'm doing a weekly stream or something like right now, then I don't know if there's like the community behind it that would make that like a successful effort. So having like a growing community where I do it more and more and more as there are more people in the community feels like a better approach. So probably at, you know, another 10 or 15 subs, I'll do another live stream. That's the thinking. So I'm on the play. Opponent is thinking about whether to mulligan. Our deck is a, I would say, fairly mediocre Simic deck, but it is a definitely very beat down slanted version of Simic. So we're trying to put cards like Tetsuko in, sneak some damage in, tandem takedown, make a 4/4, and try to keep up in terms of stats while also having interactive spells. We unfortunately did drop game 1, but game 2 went our way. So I'm really hoping that in game 3, I can convert a win and 3-4 wins. I'm always like, okay, if I get 4 wins in a premier draft, because then you get your gems back. You don't really feel like you failed. All right, our opponent is on some style of black. It is kind of funny to be playing every single game in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scene, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles environment. Okay, they're on Rakdos. Pyretic Prankster. I do respect that card. Unfortunately, we're drawing like we're on a mulligan and drawing essentially no action. I don't really want to trade 1 damage for 2 damage against the Rakdos deck, so I'll hold back Tetsuko. They could transform it this turn, though, so they could make it a 3/2. If they do that, I'll probably just tandem takedown it, to be honest, especially because the Scab can get back the takedown if need be, but it does so at the cost of a turn. If they just remove Tetsuko, I think fair enough. All right, so they play the Huntmaster, and we go to my turn. I'm not going to be takedowning their card when they didn't yet invest any mana in it. Wow, just drawing no action. Yeah, this is really bad. Well, next turn we'll play a Scab, but it's just going to be basically a vanilla 4/4 for 5. We just need to draw some like non-land cards. We need to draw some non-land cards. When it attacks, you look at the top 6 cards and you get a dragon. How about no? I don't know how many dragons are in the set, but I kind of want that to not happen. Now, they can Huntsmaster, unfortunately. I think they can do that at instant speed, so they can sack it and incubate 3. Oh, that's really bad. Remember what I said about tandem takedown is the insurance, just another land. It gives you the insurance against exactly that kind of situation. But yeah, there is Convoke deal 4. C double. Dare I see double here? I could get absolutely blown out if I put that on top, but I could make a 4/4 at instant speed. I kind of don't want to draw another land, so maybe I do just take this C double. It also makes it hard for them to play a spell. It's probably one of the very best cards that I could draw. The only issue is I can't copy any of their stuff because they could just sacrifice it to the Huntsmaster in response, so it has to be my Scab. And then I just completely lose if they have a single removal spell. Okay, probably putting yourself in a situation where you lose against a single removal spell against Rakdos is not wise. So I talked myself down from putting the C double on top. Yeah, that Convoke is such a blowout. It just comes out of nowhere. Like, my thought process was, oh no, so they have +1 in first strike, perhaps? My thought process was, there's nothing for 1 mana that I can think. I don't want to get hit by +1 in first strike. It looks like they have something else here. But just in case, yeah, okay. It's the Lightning Helix. Okay, sure. So if I can draw like a Wary Thespian, we're not in terrible shape. Hello, Wary Thespian. Thank you. Thank you. It's almost like you heard what I said. Another land. Well, thank you, Wary Thespian, for saving me from the terrible curse of another land. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have 9 lands left. Another one of these, and then they get to flip it. Yeah, it's GG. My deck just didn't really do anything for the first, like, and that's another land. My deck didn't really do anything for the first, like, 5, 6 turns. Okay, do you get a dragon? I assume they have a dragon that's a bomb. There is a battle that goes with dragons. Oh, this is one of the absolute best cards in the format. Hoarding Broodlord. When it enters, you tutor for a card, and then you get to play it, and you can play it with Convoke, and this thing is a 7/6 flyer. Okay, good night. I don't think Zhalfir and Shapecraft is going to do the trick. Dang, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I didn't think that this deck was good, but I definitely thought it was a lot better than the last deck. But also, I mean, the number of lands that we drew, there are not that many decks that could have pulled themselves out of that hole. The Scab is quite bad, though, in that kind of situation. You really want to see it late game when you have a lot of extra mana, some card advantage already, not facing down a massive onslaught. Okay, this is a much better hand. Wonderful taste in sleeves from the opponent. All right, down with an island. Play a forest. Absolutely no reason to run out the Cryptomancer here. And then it's going to be turn 3 Preening Champion, and we're going to see why Convoke matters so much on some of these cards. All right, double Preening Champ. Love to see that. Love to see double Preening Champion. See, like, think of how good this card would have been against the 2-1 that my last opponent played. You see what I'm saying? It just makes you a blocker that can kill their 2-1. Okay, I am going to play this out. However, there is a 2 and 2 red deal 3 damage to everything. But when you think about it, here's how good Preening Champion is. That would still only be a 2-for-1. That's how amazing Preening Champ is. Okay, I have to sack up Preening Champ. Sure. That means I don't have the board wipe. Oh, yes. Oh, heck yes. Okay, so I am definitely going to play this guy by convoking with these two. And 1 and 1. I can pay any color. So now these guys all get a flying counter on them. This is awesome. This is the flying army of the format. This is too cool. And then I do have a Forest Dispersal if they play some annoying 5-drop. Oh, hi, that's an annoying 5-drop. So let's a Forest Dispersal that guy. See how tedious this is from the opponent's perspective to face down. I'm happily taking that Inga on top. I guess I'll... yeah, let's attack with everything. This thing even has Vigilance, so it can even help convoke your stuff afterwards. I'm going to tap like this, just in case they have some haste creature or whatever to represent another Ifara's Dispersal. And I would not hate drawing a Meeting of Minds. Probably don't need either of those other two cards. I guess I could loop Meeting of Minds. Is it even good to loop Meeting of Minds with the Scab? Like, you put this on top, so you spend a draw, and then you spend 4 mana to do another draw? Yeah, probably not. I'm going to put the Scab on the bottom. Scab on the bottom, it doesn't matter what order you put it in, because if you cast it on your second last turn, you are guaranteed to lose because it's going to mill. Or it's guaranteed to not help you win because it's going to mill your remaining card. And this is lethal. All right, so that's what I thought my deck was doing. That was the plan. Again, the opponent didn't have that many early drops, so it was kind of like gold fishing, but okay. The next win is the big one, right? We're 2-2. Tough spot in every Premier Draft, because if we lose, we get 250 gems back. If we win, we get 1,000 gems. So this has 750 gems on the line. And I will also say, I think I'll probably wrap up the stream after this draft. So this will buy us more games if we win. If we lose, then I think it's probably time to turn in for the night. I will be, of course, posting a new video tomorrow, as I do every single day. It will be another March of Machines draft. All right, I can keep this. I have both of my colors, and I have a 2-drop. And I have one of the top bombs in the format, although I don't have any non-creature spells to go along with it. Invasion of Urgamon. Where have I seen this before? I can't believe that we dropped that game 1. That was such an implausible game to lose. Oh, man, the triple removal spell. That is part of what cooked my brain. Just watching them survive it too against 3 2-power flyers by ripping off removal into removal. It's just not okay. All right, if I can avoid playing Chromehost Seed Shark until I hit my 4th land, I think my 5th land, I think I do want to play it with the Cryptomancer up. Having said that, actually I don't care, because I don't even have a non-creature spell, so what does it matter to me? So I'm gonna attack with this guy. I'll play the Seed Shark. if they want to invest in removing it, it's secretly not good in my hand right now. And otherwise, I have a choice between playing the Blade Master and holding up the Cryptomancer versus playing Inga. We'll see what they play. If what they do is they flip their 3/3 and attack, joke's on them. I'm actually probably going to block. Maybe not, because they could always have the +2/+2 trick. The fact that the auto tapper did not seem to leave their green mana up. How much do I care about 2 counters coming off of this thing? I guess I'll give myself another turn to draw a good removal spell. A good non-creature spell, I mean. Zephyr Singer. I mean, that's an amazing card, but is it an amazing card now? Let's go ahead, play a land, play the Iridescent Blade Master. I can actually play Inga and scry a land to the top. That kind of sounds good. So in that case, I'm going to start by attacking with Order of the Mirror. It's possible that I keep... Actually, could they have a counter? They could have a counter. They could have counter target creature. Okay, I'm sold. I'm just going to play the 2/2. We will double block this with the Seed Shark. And then if they do some kind of trick, I play Saiba Cryptomancer. I could also have Convoked in the Zephyr Singer here, but I kind of want to just make sure that I'm stable. I really don't want to get my creature countered and then have them make a 3/4. Sounds like that could be quite bad. And I really like holding up the Hexproof trick. Also, I look like I'm holding up a counter target creature. It's a 2-mana counter target creature battle unless they pay 4. If they do, you incubate 2, I think. Really good card, and I look like I have it and they look like they have it, so everyone's just staring at each other blankly as control mirror matches tend to go. Are you able to do 3 damage to a battle with that Volcanic Sprite? Oh, they were thinking about... Okay, what? Oh, well, you can't target the Seed Shark. Okay, so, well, this is a clear use case for a Cryptomancer. Just make it 3/3. I guess there's a good chance that if I draw land, Emoti cascades into a non-creature spell. Oh, I remember this card being absolutely busted. It can gain haste or it can fight something. Yeah, this card is like so strong. That's a huge problem for me. Well, I might as well just chomp right. I mean, technically this can be used to convoke something, but I don't think that matters so much here. Okay, maybe I just try to convoke, cascade into something good. Like I could cascade into a bounce spell, for example, but bouncing this is really bad, actually. I really don't have removal for this, which is a huge problem for me. Technically, I could play Inga and set up a good cascade. I kind of like that idea. Play Inga and set up a sweet cascade. Sure, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of like that idea. Meeting of Minds, Saiba Cryptomancer. So I like the idea of Inga or Emoti cascading into Meeting of Minds. And then 3 power is probably good for dealing with their 7/7. It really is just a vanilla 7/7 at this point. So I just need to put stats in front of it. So, and then maybe I put the Cryptomancer on the bottom. It's not really what I want to draw off of Meeting of Minds. Okay, let's do that. And then I'm going to convoke out Zephyr Stinger. And they're going to get their 3/4, and that's whatever. Actually, did I even want to draw? Yeah, I needed to draw the Wary Thespian so that Emoti hits Meeting of Minds off of the Cascade. Okay, this is kind of sweet. Hey, this is kind of sweet, right? Now, if I'm them, I probably just send the 7/7 at me and forget about this silly invasion of Urgamon. Because now I'm representing 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage in the air. It's a lot of damage in the air. That's a good amount of damage in the air. And this thing does not have trample. So I can always chump block it. I don't know, maybe that was not the best draw too. Maybe I would, or not the best cascade. Maybe I would rather have had a cascade that affects the battlefield. No, could be, could be. Well, I don't know. I think we gave ourselves a good chance. Like, I'm going to crack in for 11 damage in the air next turn. That's enough where you could just win. We'll see what they have. Okay. I don't hate that. I really like the idea of my life total staying high. So you can discard a card, search your library for a battle. Maybe they have a really good battle. Oh, if they have the battle that does 3 to everything, that's good game. I really hope they don't have that. I think it's a rare. That would be the end of us. What did they discard? What did they discard? Oh, I guess they're just so far away from playing it. Yeah, it is unfortunate that my opponent is spaghetti wise. That is a useful power to be spaghetti wise. Is it deal 3 to everything? Phew. Phew. That board wipe would have been such bad news for me. Okay, this card looks cool, and I love playing cards like this. It's not actually good. Make 2 1/1s, and when you cast a spell that has Convoke, it does some damage. Okay, so first we are going to swing in with the team, because I'm still at 20. And this puts them dead next turn. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Emoti. I don't know, only time will tell if this was a good plan, but I do get to draw 2 off of this Emoti. And it's a chump blocker for their 7/7, and now I have 2 more chump blockers, so... You know, we'll see. They're representing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage plus the 7/7. So that's 17 damage, but I actually have 2 blockers. They would need 2 removal spells. And this thing deals damage to me when you cast a spell that has Convoke. So you need a lot of Convoke to close that gap. Oracle of Tragedy looks like digging behavior to me. Did we get there? I mean, they need to deal with 3 different cards in the air, because remember, this can turn into a 3/3. I can transform this to give it 3 power. So every single one of my flyers, any 2 of them are lethal attackers. All right, we got there. Phew. Okay, all right, we got there against the massive 7/7. I'm not so sure about that last Cascade setup. I think it was a little bit too clever. Maybe I should have just tried to Cascade into something that affects the board. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how I played that game. I feel like I found the moment. I was taking damage, and then I found the moment to kind of turn the tables. As I say, my deck is definitely a beatdown deck. Like, it's kind of an aggro deck, just an aggro deck with a lot of interaction. Thank you for the trophies. No, wow. Okay, all right, folks. Gotta roll up the sleeves. Mythic player number 186, who is companioning Lurrus. Lurrus, if you haven't seen this, each permanent card in your starting deck has mana value 2 or less. So every single card they play is going to be super fast. And during each of your turns, you can play something from the graveyard. So any permanent you're playing, you can play it from the graveyard. And it has lifelink. So we need to be fast. I can't keep a hand that has a mana screw issue. So I'll keep this, put Halo Charge Scab on the bottom probably. I can't cast this Tandem Takedown. Yeah, no, that's too little that affects the board. I'll put the Tandem Takedown on the bottom. I'm very pessimistic against this game. Playing against one of the top players on the ladder right now with a strong companion and a very fast game plan sounds dangerous to me. That sounds dangerous. So this will be a worthy battle. So down comes Order of the Mirror. Absolutely no way will I be blocking. My most likely next turn is to transform my Order of the Mirror. And maybe I try attacking them back. Streetwise Negotiator. Absolutely busted up card. Yeah, okay. Down goes this land, and I can flip this guy. It still cannot block the Streetwise Negotiator, which is unfortunate, but I think it's best to just have the blocker. No attacks, but they probably have removal. This is totally sweet, what my opponent's doing. Companioning Lurrus. I love it. Now, the issue is, even if I block this, once I play Lurrus in 6 mana from now, they can play the Streetwise Negotiator from their graveyard. So I could Temporal Cleansing their Streetwise Negotiator and then play a Scab after that. I kind of like that. So why don't I attack first before they have the info about where I'm going with this? Kind of an aggressive attack, but like, wouldn't I rather attack than block this random 1/1 that does something from the graveyard? Then next turn I can play the Scab, and I can loop the Temporal Cleansing if I want to, but look at why that card is good. That was actually just a straight up removal spell. It was destroy target creature, essentially. And even better, because they don't get to play it from their graveyard. All right, in for 1 lifelink. And then Lurrus comes down, sure. So I can't profitably attack into that. I'm just going to play the scab. 1, 2. Yeah, let's put temporal cleansing on top. That sounds kind of good. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I wanted to attack. Yeah, I get a free attack, so they don't really have a decision to make because Luris can't even block that card. It would give Luris -1/-1. Oh, I didn't even think about Halo Charge Scab playing into Luris's plans. No, that's a big mistake, but it's not like I'm not going to play my 5-drop, right? So this gave them something to play out of the graveyard. However, everything in their hand is cheap anyways, so they had stuff to do. I can't just not play my 5-drop, right? That was obviously not an option. Unfortunately, Luris does have lifelink. It does have lifelink. So they get a bunch of life back here. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to not attack. Okay, so then down comes Ichor Drinker. Or down comes Stormblade Berserker. Now Ichor Drinker, you can sack it. Oh, okay, and then they have a bite spell. Yeah, and then they gain 4 lifelink. And then I draw my silly temporal cleansing. Yeah, it's not looking great for us. I can't even really... It's not like I want to tap anything. I mean, I could draw 2 by... when they attack, I block Zhalfirin Shapecraft and then Meeting of Minds with Convoke. That might be the best thing, just to cycle the Shapecraft. I swear my deck has a lot of creatures in it. It's not showing right now, but it does. I think that's better than Temporal Cleansing and just not doing anything afterwards. They can, yeah, Luris with Scornblade Berserker is bonkers because you can cast it from the graveyard and just keep sacrificing it. So a really strong synergy. But it's cool. It's cool that we get to see how like top players are doing it in this set right now. Always like playing against people who are really high on the ladder. You always learn a lot. If you can have really strong synergies in your deck for 1 or 2 mana, turns out you can win a lot of games of Magic. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do anything here, right? So, okay, what do you do? When it deals this is some Aftermath card. When it deals combat damage to a player, if it is fewer than 4 +1/+1 counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then if it has 4, I don't think, yeah, so a 2/2 menace that grows is just good, right? The second ability that like a million turns later, maybe something happens, is not particularly good. But a 2/2 menace that grows, we're going to see why it's good, because it's going to like be really hard for me to block. Okay, so I can go Preening Champ, Iridescent Blade Master. But I cannot do that and also play the Zhalfirin Shapecraft, unfortunately. Yeah. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a great attack, but the thing that worries me is now they get to sack their Scornblade Berserker and then recast it next turn, adding net 1 counter. Probably making their Luris really hard to block. I'm guessing they put it on Luris. I mean, they might actually just put it on the Ichor Drinker, because they know that I have a Temporal Cleansing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So next turn I can play Temporal Cleansing in Zhalfirin Shapecraft if there is a next turn. If there is a next turn, oh boy. Well, 3/3 is not a terrible result for my deck. I think it's about what I deserved. That, you know, there's a particular skill to navigating draft tables where no one has absolutely any clue what's going on. That was definitely a draft table where I have no idea what other people were doing. Someone was in the Knights deck and was passing an 8th pick Preening Champion. People were passing like all the blue ever. Essentially no green or red or white, especially white was making it to me. And then maybe I do just block here. I kind of want to keep something for Zhalfirin Shapecraft and something that Zhalfirin Shapecraft is good against. I could take 2. There is a common that kills me here. Well, let's just do it like this. Yeah, and then black was flowing for 1 pack and then not for any other packs. So, I don't know. I probably should have just picked an even simpler plan than like blue value. Hit him, take down, you gain a bunch. That's okay. I don't die. I don't die. However, they did completely blank my board, and now they get to be recasting Scornblade Berserker. And they get to play their Iris Oathsworn. Well, sweet deck from the opponent. It's currently at 36. I'm at 3, and I'm out of gas. I might as well cycle this. See what we get. This is a sorcery. So am I dead on board? Yeah, I'm dead on board. Okay, GG's, GG's. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Had a good time on the first live stream. The first deck was a bit of a mess. Just too much splashing and too little action. This deck, I think it got a little bit short shrift. If you look at the games, I do think it's not an amazing deck, right? But it is a very responsible, good mana, aggro, interactive, play to the board, like very sensible limited deck. And what really happened, and the average card quality is high. I mean, like Order of the Mirror, Halo Charge Scab. I'm not defending some of those, but with Chrome, Host Seed Shark, double Breeding Champion, double Inga, Zephyr Singer. I mean, Emoji was kind of for the meme, but like, you know, I mean, Streetwise Negotiator, we had a lot of really strong cards. The issue is kind of, unfortunately, and maybe I shouldn't have been playing the Shapecraft, but I kind of did think it was a very high creature count deck. It's good with like the Cryptomancer. I just never got that off. Never played my Weird either. You know, the issue is like game 1, the person like finding that sequence of removal and surviving it too was really implausible. And then getting matched against a top player who had like a totally grotesque deck. So 2 of those wins, I feel like I could have gone 4-3 or 5-3 with this deck most of the time. 2 of those losses were kind of tough stuff. Although I will say on the other hand, I did get a win when someone just got stuck on land. So it does cut both ways. Anyways, be posting another video tomorrow, of course. And then I'll do another live stream, probably something like at 110 or 115 subs. So until tomorrow, thanks very much for tuning in. GG's, GG's. Until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to